Yeah, I know you guys can hear me, so. It's not showing my current concurrent viewers or chat rate, which is weird. You guys are there, right? It's not my imagination. I'm not just imagining things, right? Who knows at this point? Does have 0 views. Okay, I'll take it. I'm still going to stream even if people stop watching. I don't care. Call your boss from Micro Center and say GPUs are in stock. They'll understand. That would be a cool boss. Will do. Thanks again for taking time out to help me. It's no problem. That's what I do here. Love doing it. Nat Jaspers, what's up? Built my first PC recently, and every now and then there's like a humming noise. Any idea what that could be? Could be a few things. Could be coil whine from the GPU. It could be just motor noises from your fans, or it could be some turbulence from your fans. But without knowing the noise, it's really hard to say. It's kind of impossible to diagnose something like that with words on the screen, Jaspers, unfortunately. Yeah, I just got the notification that you're live on YouTube now. That's weird. Hey, we have video. Did you not have video before? Sailor X, if you're an illusion, man, I'm pretty good at creating illusions. Okay, it's showing viewers now. We're good now. It's fine now. No viewers here, just lurkers. Yeah. You said, if you're trying to lurk, you're not doing it very well. I'm not excited. I'm not asking you to, for sure. But typing out everyone is lurking while everyone else is typing out stuff. Not super convincing, I must admit. Gotcha, appreciate it. Are any of those bad or just annoying? Just annoying. Generally, where you'll get turbulence from your fans is when they're too close to some kind of something in front of it. And sometimes, I don't know what kind of case you use, but let's say, for instance, you used a front mesh case. And that case allows you to put the fans either on the front of a bracket, like a mounting bracket, or on the rear of it. If you put it on the front, sometimes they're too close to that mesh, and then you get turbulence as the fans are, the edge of the fans very rapidly go past the mesh or bars or whatever you might have there. And moving those to behind that mounting bracket you'll lose a little bit of the RGB effect on the front of the case, but you'll get way better airflow and less turbulence. The thing about fan placement is if you're talking about intake, it's good to have it away from stuff a little bit, wherever your ventilation is. It's good to have some space there. And if you're talking about exhaust, you kind of want it right up against your ventilation for exhaust. That can cause a little turbulence there, but you'll get less blowback that way. And it's forcing the air through whatever mesh you have there or whatever ventilation you have. Instead of just kind of suggesting it go in that direction and there's nothing else creating any static pressure to continually push that air through, some of it can just blow back into the case. So exhaust right up against your exhaust ventilation, fans a little spaced away from your intake ventilation is generally a good move. As for coil whine, some GPUs do it more than others. There's no getting away from it. Actually, I've never tried getting rid of coil whine. I don't know if I would just look up a YouTube guide if that's what is causing it, basically. I would pay attention to when you're getting the noise. If it's when you're doing any heavy gaming, then yeah, it's probably coil whine from the GPU as it uses more power and does all that. What's up, Braxton? How's it going? Welcome to the stream. Taking a look at our thing, our list here. Seeing what we got. No new entries into the forum. I'm wondering if the person from before, which was Pelanex, is going to come back and try to get help on a case. One thing I will tell you guys is if you're limited on the amount of time you have here, that's generally not a good enough reason for me to skip other people. Unless it's, I guess, arranged ahead of time or something. I don't do any, like whenever there's a really popular streamer who has some kind of queue, they'll usually have something where you can pay to get ahead of the line. I don't do that. You're already having to pay a bunch of money for a PC. I don't want to take more of it. So, yeah, it's not something I'm really for. It's so funny that there's all these little ways in which I could probably make more money doing what I'm doing. And I'd rather be happy, I think. I'd rather be happy with what I do and not feel guilty. You know? Just, I don't know. Weird. Thanks for the explanation. No problem. Braxton, I hope you feel better today. I do. I got my meds. Everything's good. Yeah, much better, actually. I don't know if that's apparent or not. I would hope so, because I definitely feel that way. So, should I just bust out the Switch, start playing some games or something? What's going on? The list. There you go, Chris. The list. Is it like the Bears? Is that what we're going for here?
The list.
There you go. There you go. Skeeter Gaming, can you build me a PC for $50? No. I know you're not new here. Now, if you want me to put together a PC online for you and you'll pay me $50 to do that, I mean, I guess, but that's exactly what I was just talking about. I don't do. I don't take money for this. And I have to wonder whether those out there who offer the service of, they don't call it PC matchmaking. That's me. That's what I call it. But there are those who do this and they charge money, $200, something like that. And I have to, like, some of them are my peers. You know, I look up to some of those guys, and I hope that they don't see me as cutting in on their business, though I literally am, not on purpose. It's just good content for me. It's good to help. I like doing it. I don't know how they feel about it. No one's ever talked to me about it. So, I guess we just ignore that particular topic. Subnautica's on sale for $10 right now. Hint, hint. Nice. I pretty recently got, a couple of games and the Switch too. So I'm not going to be buying any more games right now. Well, at least you don't sell coffee. Sailor, there are some, okay, I like Jacksepticeye. He has a coffee company. It's called Top of the Morning, and that's perfect for him. It's like it kind of makes sense for him. When it doesn't make sense is when it, but like if you look at Rare Brew, that's Brett and UFD Tech, and they do that for SynGap research. So that's fine. That's fine and good and positive. Joey Hernandez, what's going on, man? How's it going? Welcome to the stream, bud. How you been? I don't know about Legend. Although sometimes I wake up in the morning and I do feel a bit like a cryptid, if that's what you mean. Waiting on Subnautica 2 early access. Lone Vaquero, I thought oh no, that's Subnautica like Below Zero or whatever. That's not part 2? Is that just, what is that? I thought there was already part 2 out. Sorting this out, what the cheap PC that play most game okay you can build while waiting for the list, just an idea. What the cheap PC that play most game okay? Are you okay, Bone Shock? Are you all right? Did you just like smash your face in the keyboard to get that one out? It's okay. We all done it at some point. It's all right. We've all been there, and it's not a bad suggestion, I suppose. Special Joey, what's up? PC for Crayon Eating Brother. Skeeter, I don't know if that has the same impact when you misspell their name, but yeah. It's nice of you to ask. Below Zero is meant to be a DLC, but grew too big that it became its own game. It's more like Subnautica 1.5 rather than 2. Okay. I mean, I guess unless they're just continuing the story, how much more can they actually do with Subnautica? You know what I mean? Like, you're underwater, you build things, you get stuff. to build more things to get more stuff. And then there's like, and then there's like ChatGPT, and he needs a body. I don't know what more they can do. This one's starting over on a new planet entirely. Okay. Yeah, I wonder if it's the same character, because it's gonna like whenever that happens where I'm not talking about like Pikmin, because in like Pikmin 2 they were like, hey, go back there and now you're making money for us. So it wasn't like he crash landed again like, oops, I did it again. But I have to wonder if they're like in the same situation. Did you hear about the Fractal Meshify 3 XL? Yes, Zentech. I heard about it when they showed it to me in the embargo room at CES this year. I just couldn't talk about it. Ask ChatGPT to build a parts list and then roast ChatGPT's build. Sure. Maybe. I hope they have a dark mode. They don't, unless I log in, maybe. I don't know. I think there's even going to be a new Transgov in play now too, but that much I believe is still unconfirmed. I don't know the game. Like, I've watched playthroughs of it. It sucks because I like to see things for the first time when I play a game, but I love watching Let's Plays and have a lot of creators that I watch that I like that do that stuff. Then I have that's for years and years I've watched that. The only one that I've avoided watching was, well, for one thing, I avoided any Expedition 33 stuff to avoid spoilers. I still have not finished Act 3, essentially. I'm just running around and doing stuff to get ready for the ending of that. But I was desperate to get through most of that story to avoid spoilers because they were everywhere and I barely freaking dodged them, man. It was annoying. But yeah, we'll check out ChatGPT's PC matchmaking skills. I wonder if it knows who I am. I'll have to ask it. Have they given ChatGPT open access to the internet yet? What's up, Warm Eagle? How's it going? My bad. Okay, sorry for everyone. Poor grammar, not proofread. It's okay. Bone Shock. Yeah, the thing is, it was a great idea, and you couldn't wait to get it out. I've been there. It's okay. Y'all have heard me on here stuttering for like 30 solid seconds trying to get a single thought out. Like, I got no room to talk here. Envy, what's up? Hey, B. Knowles, hope all's good with you. I bought a pre-built from Skytech back in 2021 using your code. Now just finished building my own rig. Really appreciate the inspiration. Envy. Hell yeah. That's what I'm talking about. That is good stuff right there. And I tell you guys all the time, the best gateway to PC DIY is our pre-builds. The best gateway to it. I'm proud of you, Envy. I'm proud of you for doing that and for going that far, building your own rig. How's the Skytech rig chugging along? Did you give that to a friend or family member, or is it a secondary PC for you? Oh, it's in the same universe and same premise. Okay, this is answering the ChatGPT question, and it kind of has open internet access. It will say that it's searching the internet depending on what I ask it. Nice. Become very robust. Let's check it out. Did you hear about Spaceballs 2? I don't know how I feel about that. I did not hear about it, and I don't think it needs to be a thing. Honestly. Really? All right. It's cool. It's just one of my favorite movies of all time. And it's going to be like, look what they did to my boy. Mel Brooks made the announcement. Jolin, true. What's up? First off. Secondly, was it around April 1st? The thing about Mel Brooks' humor, it was a humor of its time. And it does not necessarily fit the sort of the landscape of today. You know what I mean? You know, you watch those movies understanding that this is what the humor was. This is how it was back then. I get what you're saying. I was shocked to see it. Well, we'll see what happens with that. I don't know. But, okay. Let's check this out. So we're on ChatGPT. First off, I'm gonna go ahead and do the ego check thing and ask it if it knows who Braethorn is. Or let's just say, who is Braethorn? Searching the web. Braethorn is a content creator and streamer known for his expertise, I don't know about that, in PC building and technology. He primarily streams on Twitch, focusing on helping viewers find and build the best pre-built gaming PCs within their budget. His Twitch channel, which has been active since March 2016, has garnered over 10,700 followers. Excuse me, that would be 11,056, but I don't know if it's limited to slightly older data. In addition to his Twitch presence, Braethorn produces content on YouTube where he shares PC and tech product reviews, DIY builds, and tutorials. That's basically reading off my business card because it's all pre-built stuff. His channel is approximately 35,000. No, we're at like 40K or something. Braethorn also offers merchandise through his online store featuring items like t-shirts, hoodies, and mugs. That's the store.streamelements.com. That's the old one. It's offline. For business inquiries, Braethorn can be contacted via email. Email protected. Well, it's on my YouTube channel. Well, it's okay. All right. It's basically like a year behind or something. I don't know. But hey, it knew. You get much better answers signed in. I want to sign in. Well, I guess I can. Hold on. Silent Furies, what's up? Thank you for the lurk. Gotta go verify. And you can change to dark mode. Nice. I will definitely do that. Looking for where I can turn it to dark mode. Okay, so I can get plus and then it's upgraded. Let me go to settings. Here we go. Theme. Dark. Sweet. What's up, Forrest? How's it going? Also, Steve, how's it going? I didn't say hi to you earlier. That's terrible. Did I not? I didn't. Sorry. Hi, Steve. Does it sound like an upgrade to you, Braethorn? Going from 7700X to 9900X? 47 to 6080 when that comes out? I can't tell you whether the 4070, a 70 class card to an 80 class card is going to be, and from one generation to the next, and you're skipping a generation there, is going to be a massive upgrade on the GPU. Yes. As for the 7700X and 9900X, I'm not a big fan of the lower end Ryzen 9 chips usually. I prefer generally if you're going to go 8 core or 16 core. That's my suggestion. And I wouldn't mind upgrading mine and giving my GPU to him to use for few years. Chat, does that sound like a feasible plan? I mean, yeah. I've done that kind of thing, yeah. Is this wrong? Is wrong? I hope it says exactly the same, but with word mostly in front of it. Hello, Brett. Hi. Alucard, what's up? Well, no one has... Let me see if it's still the case. What is this? No one's filled out the form, so we're testing out ChatGPT's ability to make PC recommendations. Now, I was told I would get better results. I asked. The only thing I've asked so far is who's Braythorn, and it was decently accurate, if like a year behind on numbers. But let me try it now that I'm logged in. I was told I would get more accurate answers. Who is Braythorn? It's gonna be the same, I feel. Oh wow, now I have pictures. Yeah, this is way better. Okay. Braythorn is a tech-focused content creator, streamer, and PC enthusiast, best known for helping people navigate the world of pre-built gaming PCs. Right on the money. There you go. Who he is. A YouTube and Twitch partner, Braythorn hosts System Integrators Weekly, a show where he serves as PC Matchmaker, guiding viewers. Not quite. That's more of a general show, so that it's more to help out the majority of people, and the streams PC Matchmaking is for helping out those who need individual help. XP is a longtime custom PC builder and tech buff who educates beginners on choosing the right PC components. His content covers everything from unboxing to detailed performance breakdowns. Collaboration. He's collaborated with AVA Direct and influenced custom configurations, showing his deep technical insight. Okay. I guess they still have that page up. Online present. Active on YouTube as Braythorn. Twitch, PC Matchmaker Live. No, I'm active as Braythorn. X, Instagram, TikTok, and... okay, so they're saying... Active on YouTube as Braythorn, on Twitch for PC Matchmaker Live, on X, Twitter, Instagram. I'm not on TikTok. I'm not on TikTok. His Linktree bio reads tech content creator and streamer, hosts System Integrators Weekly. Very, very basic. In short, Braythorn's go-to guide in the PC world. Hell yeah, thank you. Whether you're shopping for a ready-made rig or dreaming of a custom build, he breaks it all down with clarity, humor, and hands-on expertise. 2 out of 3 ain't bad. Want to dig into his recommended builds, watch recent vids, or know when he streams next? I guess there are some links. Why did AVA Direct make it into this? That was years ago. I'll buy Starlink Mini next week's planning party on parents' cabin. I want internet. I've never messed with Starlink. Thinking the 680 might last me 10 years if I'm lucky. Probably be like 1080 Ti 6 to 8 or something. I'm hoping the 680 is baller. I mean, the thing is, we can guess as much as we want, but in a lot of ways, NVIDIA fumbled on this launch. They're not likely to change their course right now. We'll see how that goes. Says yes to dig into recommended builds and see what it says. Say yes. Yes. Looks like I can't open the Linktree page directly, but you can check out Braythorn's full list of platforms and latest updates here. You find links to his YouTube. Okay, it just takes you to my Linktree, which is very helpful. Okay. Let me know if you'd like help finding his latest video or a specific type of PC recommendation. Sure. Just dropped today. This is me live right now. Just dropped today with Braythorn guiding viewers live through picking the best pre-built gaming PCs. Yeah. I mean, we're not doing that. Nobody has filled out the form yet, but yeah. Twitch live schedule. Tuesdays and Thursdays at 8 p.m. Central. Very correct. It doesn't include my gaming streams, but that's not what we're talking about here. Stream stats. Shows his last Twitch stream was June 13th at 1:20 a.m. Okay. Over the past 30 days, About 29 hours streamed, averaging 28 viewers, peaking at 52. That's only going to be one platform, probably Twitch. With both, we'll generally average 60 to 70 people, both Twitch and YouTube. Cool update. ChatGPT is going to take over humans yet? Well, this is not. This is a website. This is just a. This is like an advanced search engine. Would you like direct links to today's video? That's right here, actually. So no. More info about his newest piece of recommendations or details on catching his next live stream. That's already all that is up here. That's all up here. So it's kind of reached the end of its chain there. So let's do a new chat. See if this thing's going to put me out of a job. Okay. I'm going to say I'm doing alright. Stream elements didn't even try. Are you talking about in the results there? Oh, by the way, this logs it, so I can just go back to that, right? Yep. Nice. So I guess logging in is pretty cool there. So let's see. Can you recommend a good budget pre-built PC for 1080p gaming for under $1,000 USD? Let's see where it goes. Top picks goes to iBuyPower, but is it iBuyPower them? It's on Best Buy. It's the Best Buy one. And another Best Buy. It's all Best Buy. No. No. Oh, no. Guys, one of these is the Novatech Phantom 2.0. That's so bad. Wait, PCGamer.com? Hold up. Hold up. Hold. Oh, okay. When was this, for one thing? This was in 2025, April 23rd, 2025. God, this... Hold on. HP, Lenovo. What is this? Velocity Micro's diminutive Raptor ES40 has been around for a while now. Do it Velocity Micro. We'll look at that later. Then Alienware. Then Minis Forum. This list sucks. It's terrible. Now, I will say, like, there's only one system here where you'll have the most trouble, basically. Oh, two of them, actually. This is because it's a mini PC. But out of the desktop PCs, these three should be... Get out of... Let me browse your site, you idiot. Oh, good. And Apex shows up. That's just great. This is the worst time. I'm having the worst time. I'm having a very bad time right now. So these two you can upgrade because they use standard ATX spacing for their screws and their motherboards, though they do have proprietary BIOS that will typically lock you out of certain basic features. Power supplies are standard ATX. Coolers are generally standard socket mountable coolers like you'll normally get. It's the Alienware where you get proprietary motherboard, weird shape, weird screw down points, 12-volt connections, not your standard 24-pin connector, that kind of thing. Weird power supply that is proprietary to Dell. The cooling solution, I don't know if it does it on this one, but for many, many years, it would mount through the motherboard directly into the chassis. It's seriously the biggest piece of crap that you can buy for a desktop computer. Alienware sucks. And they've done nothing they've done a little to change that, but not a lot. Now they fit like a 240 millimeter AIO in there now. Ooh, good job. 2025. Let's check this out. Who is Velocity Micro? They're in Richmond, Virginia. I know this name. This name is very familiar to me, but I haven't really looked at them for the series or for anything. About Velocity Micro. Velocity Micro is the premier high-performance innovator of consumer technology and electronics in North America. Since being officially founded in 1997, Velocity Micro's... Yeah, I know the name. Velocity Micro. Okay. I never really stopped and said, you know what, let's look at their pre-builds, but I should have, probably, a long time ago. Because, I mean, you know, they deserve to be scrutinized like everybody else. Let's look at desktops, gaming PCs. What have we got? For the most part, I see airflow. Not so much on the Raptor ES40, though. It's got the side ventilation for airflow, I suppose. What do I just... Oh, there's no way to scroll through them. Cool. Okay, so this is a... This looks like an ITX build. Okay. It was like, at a glance, I was like, MATX or ATX? And it could be MATX if the board goes all the way down here. That's MATX. But with the fans there, I can't tell. And you wouldn't be able to use any PCIe slot down here anyway because of the fan placement there. It's just too tight of a case for that. Is that a 120 millimeter AIO? Is that what that is? It's thick. If that, I mean, it's thick for one thing. That can add to its efficacy, but okay. So this is their small form factor. Fourteenth gen Intel processors. I really wish I'd kept my sad trombone sound. Max RAM 64 gigs. Let's see. And motherboard M.2. How many of those? And then you have the AMD version with the 8000 series AMD Ryzen. So you can get it with an APU. But max is 32 gigs on the AMD version. What's the deal with that? Oh, by the way, we have to point out what ChatGPT said about the Novatech Phantom 2.0, which, to be clear, is the hottest of garbage. Okay, it's complete trash. Price around $500. That's accurate. Why it's great. Lowest cost option with solid CPU. Solid. It's a Xeon CPU from like 8 or 9 years ago. And a beginner gaming GPU, a good entry point for esports and light AAA games. But why did PCGamer.com come up? I didn't see. That's what led me here, and I didn't see it. Did it get an honorable mention? Oh, their favorite one was the Alienware Aura R16. You got it, PC Gamer. Oh, that's the favorite config for that one. Never mind. I thought that was like the end of the article. The best alternatives. A Nook. Oh, that's for that one mini PC. They review a lot of pre-builts. I don't see... Okay. You look Novatech up. You just do a Control F for Novatech. It does not come up on that page. However, on this, Eniba Network... Top 7 budget gaming desktops. And there it is. One of the most wallet-friendly pre-built gaming desktops in the market that features a respectable 3050 and Intel Xeon i7 combo that runs most games smoothly at 1080p full HD resolution. Yeah. Well, how do you know that you're getting the quote-unquote newer Xeon? They don't know. Novatech has no idea why I got that version because they can't track like Amazon's inventory because they gave it the same freaking name and changed the specs. It's the dumbest of dumb things to do. It's like, oh, we're going to upgrade this. Should we change the name? What? Like, what? Change what? What? Why would we? What? Maybe it's the 2.0 that they mean. Sure. Just give it a new name. You're not unique calling it a Phantom or whatever. Cyberpower PC is third. MSI Codex R2. What is this? What is this website? I don't want to accept any of these. Fine. April 24th, 2025. So yeah, thanks to this, I don't know, maybe dumbass, I don't know. They could be fine, I guess. But basically, they went to Amazon and searched budget gaming PC and just randomly picked a few out of the top results. That's how you get the Novatech Phantom 2.0, because people are buying that garbage. So Amazon's like, well, it must be good then. Okay. Do you have an extra tight budget? If so, then the Novatech Phantom 2.0, not the Novatech Phantom. Just if so, then Novatech Phantom 2.0 will be a good fit for you. Not only does it have an excellent Intel Xeon i7 that'll crush any productivity. What year is it? Like a long time ago. Yes, maybe. Apps are way more demanding now. That thing cannot keep up. The Novatech brand, okay, in productivity-related activities or CPU-heavy games with no issue, but also has a solid backup in its... imagine your GPU and your gaming PC being called the backup. Or being someone reviewing PCs and looking at the GPU as the backup for making games happen. That's not how great gaming... okay, you know... why am I... They can't hear me. The Novatech brand in particular boasts high-quality pre-built gaming PCs that are assembled in the United States, so build quality would be the least of your worries. Did you see the cable management when I opened this thing? It was the worst cable management I have seen in a computer. From a company that builds computers, I should say. I've done worse, but that's my product. I'm not selling it to people. And it's more of laziness rather than like there was a thing that said check mark on the cable management. All right. The cable management will always be on point. So will the RGB setup. Is this AI generated? In rare cases, if there are issues with your rig, the brand also has very active customer support staff that's eager to help with troubleshooting. And I'm going to add this in here. Do damage control when someone actually reviews one of their PCs instead of this slop. Pros, this is one of the cheapest. I mean, it's got that going. The price is really low and you get what you pay for. Unless they send you the wrong product. Comes pre-installed with Windows 11 Pro. It did not. Came with Windows 10. Powered by an Intel Xeon i7 that can handle... You know, you can't just say Intel Xeon i7. You have to put the freaking model on there, idiot. I don't know because you can't freaking write an article to save your life whether you had the same CPU as me or not. This kind of idiocy is why Intel changed their branding. Also because they're a little bit dumb too. Like they should have kept it and just massaged it a bit to where it was a little more identifying of the generation. But what generation Xeon i7? You get a 1-year warranty. Yeah. Features custom braided cables and customizable RGB lights. It did have cable extensions. It sucked. Like the whole thing still sucks. Like those cable extensions should have gone towards, I don't know, just use a regular. That would force you to do cable management if you just use the built-in cables for the power supply. Frowler, what is an 8070 XT? What is that? I'm not sure what that is. I don't think that's a product. I've been missing chat. I'm sorry. I've been just going and going and going. Easy Jake Oven. I eventually did do a Control F. The ChatGPT seems to believe I'm wanting a 4070 Ti. I did at one time, but not anymore. That's the thing. Is it seems like if you're logged in, not logged in, it looks at older data. I missed a lot of stuff in chat. Sorry, guys. Oh, 9070 XT. Okay. It almost seems like you need to spend 2 Gs to play 1440p. Not true. And if you want to play modern games, you have to spend $1,000 for modern games. It just seems like that way to me. Where have the times come? No, you can do 1440p a lot easier if you don't care as much about ray tracing. You can get, like, if you can find a 7800 XT or 7700 XT, that can do 1440p. Also, people need to stop when it comes to letting games automatically set up their graphical settings. They need to go on there and do them themselves and adjust them to where they can get good frame rates. But the average gamer is not going to do that. So they have to spend more money to have a better experience. Doesn't that suck? That sucks. For 1440p, $1,000 is kind of the sweet spot for it. I would say somewhere around 12 to 1400 bucks is your entry point. Now, this does mention here, 512 gigs of storage isn't that much memory space, but this is a lie. Chat, they lied. They lied right here. This PC has plenty of SSD and HDD slots for future possible upgrades. They didn't try doing it like I did, because those are deactivated, and there's nothing in the BIOS that will let you activate those. You were stuck with a single M.2 socket right there, because it's their proprietary Novatech motherboard for that Xeon processor. So this reviewer looked and said, oh, there's 2 SATA ports. They had like 2 of them. Oh, it's fine. You can add super slow storage. There you go. Did not test them like I did. So, way to go, buddy. You gave people horrible advice. Your job is to, apparently, I imagine, who is this? June Derek Reyes. Your job puts words in front of people that causes them to spend their hard-earned money, and you do not respect that responsibility. So, whatever this hub is, unless it's just an AI, this could have just been written by AI, okay? Whatever this is, maybe you could do something else there, you know? Someone's got to watch the security cameras or something. Come on, you find another job there. Stop writing for them. That is not what CyberPower PC's warranty is. 1 year parts and labor. It's not just that. It's unless they vary strongly from features in orange RGB lighting and case theme. This is adjustable RGB. They talking about the feet and the little PCIe brackets. Yeah, the lighting can be changed. How did I get down this rabbit hole? Because of Novatech. Thanks, Novatech. Somebody said something nice about your PCs, and I can't have that. There's no. I'm not really. I zoomed out. There you go. But I wasn't really like spending a lot of time on each one. I was just pointing out certain things as I was going. Okay, that's not what I was looking for. Amazon, of course. I could have just hovered over that and seen it was Amazon. Do they really just go to Amazon so they can get their kickbacks? Yeah, it's all Amazon. It's all Amazon. And Amazon. And Amazon. And Amazon. Yeah, it's all Amazon. What the hell? I hate this article. I'm an average enjoyer of memes, movies, anime, manga, novels, and video games. One fateful day. Okay, I don't want to read this anymore. Oh man, this guy's putting his stuff up on Phantom Spot, Hardcore, iOS, The Gamer, Talk Android, and other places. Stop writing for everybody. You're not doing your due diligence. You suck. Like, here. All right? Hold on. First off, link to the SIs, man. No, that's not what they want to do. The whole point is to get people to click the links, to get them to then do other Amazon shopping, and you get affiliate money from that. But no, what we want to do is we want to go to CyberPower. I don't like CyberPower. I have very strong reasons for that. I shared it in a long video. But no, like, don't. Let's see. Guys, what is this? Just give me what your warranty duration is. All right, fine. Hold on. Just give me a computer. Here. Where the hell's your warranty? Oh, nice. Look at this. 5 stars, 5 stars. No review given. No review given. Look at that. Look at that. It's just 5 stars with nothing written for most of these. Oh, you scumbags. Absolute scumbags. Where the hell is your warranty? Maybe if I added it to cart. Ugh, that felt weird doing that. Carry your cart to other devices. Do you not know how browsers work? It's like, just use Chrome and Chrome. Like, he's going to carry everything over anyway. It's like, what? Systems. Okay. Where the hell is your basic warranty duration? Oh, let me check the list. No one's filled it out. Guys, does nobody want help today? I'll just keep doing this, I guess. Zintech. So is Intel CPUs good for gaming now or what? They fast just like AMD. Lately, they have been having issues. Okay, Zintech, do you want to expand upon that? Like, that was when they first launched, which, like, what product doesn't have issues at launch? The answer to that is all of them do at launch. Not only have they helped fix a lot of the stability stuff, they also released something like PBO for, it's essentially for Core Ultra 200S CPUs. You can now bump up your gaming performance easily. The other thing is, if you're not gaming at 1080p, your CPU doesn't matter anyway. So get whichever one you want, especially if you're using a PC for other stuff. All right, let me just go to where the custom configurators are. That should have a thing for warranty. Okay, there. I think I saw it. There we go. Where was it? Okay, warranty. 2-year parts warranty is standard. So, this person, June Derek Reyes, over on Aniba.com hub or whatever, was completely incorrect about the CyberPower PC warranty. Unless they were trying to look at like whatever Amazon said for the warranty. But no, you don't go through Amazon for your warranty there unless it's just a return or exchange. You go through the SI, and that's a 2-year warranty. It's supposed to be. If the SI is giving different warranties for things sold on third-party resellers, no, that's not okay. And CyberPower needs to not do that. Bergie 5, I'll take your help, but you must be a licensed psychiatrist. I'm not even... I mean, I haven't even renewed any of my IT certifications. I'm not licensed for anything other than driving. Picked up a 9070 XT this morning. Newegg screwed me on launch day and canceled my order hours after it went through and had to grab a non-XT. Ah, okay. Did you happen to find one that was near MSRP? I would hope so, because that's where the value's at usually. No, but they said they picked up the XT this morning, Frowler. On launch day, they had to get a 9070. Your warranty will expire before you find the warranty information. Indeed. Also, I hope this isn't the warranty for custom systems only. I will say, I don't know if iBuyPower is a similar thing. If CyberPower has something, you can usually bet iBuyPower has it or vice versa. $39 so that your shipping both ways is covered for 2 years is an absolute steal. Like, you get that just in case. It's $39 because shipping can be hundreds of dollars both ways. So, yeah. Anyway, so on this article, this CyberPower PC right here, what do they list for the warranty? 1 year parts and labor. That is incorrect. Do they list the warranty for iBuyPower? 3-year labor, 1 year parts warranty. No. What about for this iBuyPower PC? No. Okay. I don't know. I'm done. I'm done with looking at this. Maybe we'll go back to ChatGPT. This was a... I guess we can keep looking. Can't believe Novatech came up. God, this is my nightmare. Did I tell you guys that they wanted to send me another PC? It's like, no, you got... Like, no. You already sent me something that didn't match the specs. Y'all, like, you're going to send the thing that does now. And it still sucks. So, no, thank you. Best GPU under 1,000. That's most. I mean, I can't. I guess I can. Yeah, I guess I can say most are under 1,000. But okay. Saw that Samsung came out with a Gen 5. Yep. They're pretty much the fastest out there right now on the consumer side. But yeah. Adam, welcome. Sorry, I hadn't been looking at chat for a little while. Sorry about that. Increase the price, more real life price. Well, this is what I meant by budget. $1,000. We need a buzzer noise for incorrect. I have one, I think. Hold on. Oh, I don't have my whole my whole Dropbox on this PC. That's right. Sorry. As one that has had to pay for shipping to receive and send back customer PCs, deals like that are so worth it. They really are. Yeah. $699, but I had to buy a $100 monitor with it. Well, that's not bad. Unless the monitor sucks. And see if you can return the monitor. Be sneaky with it. Okay. Here, hold on. We do want to have... I want to have this. You just go to... Okay. Incorrect buzzer. This might be loud. Wrong answer buzzer. That might have been too quiet. Hold on a second. Check my volume level here. I know I shouted into the mic. Don't show me the peaking symbol. I know. That's too quiet. Here you go. Y'all tell me what you think. Is that good? What is this? The hell is that supposed to be? Yeah, I'll take it. Okay. Better turn that down before I play the music again. You'll hear it more loudly when I have it on my Rodecaster here. So give me a second. Stream assets. There we go. Open my Rodecaster software. We got to have this. We just have to have it. You're absolutely right. It's something. It'll do. I better take a look at the levels before I start hitting that. A little loud. Okay, cool. That'll work. All right. I'll take it. So here's a little test. Wait. Hold on. Oh yeah, it was a CyberPower 1. CyberPower has 1-year parts and labor warranty with free lifetime support. Incorrect. It's a 2-year warranty by default. You're a moron. Now, I imagine for publications like this, they're just like, give us articles. Give us articles with Amazon links. Give us articles now. It's due tomorrow. Come on. Hurry. So they just like throw something together. They go on Amazon. They just look at the things that are the top results, and they're like, here you go. How long before 1080p becomes a new 720p? Well, if you ask NVIDIA, never. They want to just keep selling 1080p cards for $400. So, and NVIDIA, that's wrong. It's 2025. Get good. Sell them cheaper or make them better. Of course, I have this one handy too, just in case I need it. You never know. Okay. YIO SPC company in US have custom warranty in Norway. We have 5 years no matter what on internet orders. That's Norway. And in the US, everything favors the corporations. Welcome to Night City. Okay. Okay, I know I haven't said this in a while. Oh, hey, yo, yo, yo. We have someone who filled out the form. There we go. All right. When was this? Just now. Nice. Happed on when my jam was playing. Oh, I'm not going to have you miss that. Here you go. What's up, Triple B? This one's for you. I should still be able to cut through it too, thanks to audio ducking. So Broly C67, if you're in Twitch chat, I need you to use the free emote that says I'm on the list. If you try to use emotes and you don't see it, you do need to follow the channel. It's free, and it's what I asked for you to do since you're getting free help. And that's just use that I'm on the list emote and let me know you heard. Yo, there it is. You got it. Very nice. Okay, so let's actually help somebody out. This would be great. Oh, that's so wrong. A little too dark there. All right, cool. Welcome, Broly. So let's talk about this. So first off, we're doing another Micro Center build. This is yesterday we did 2 builds. They were both Micro Center. Today we're on our first, and it's Micro Center. Hey, what are you gonna do? Gaming and streaming, 2,500 to 3,000 is the range. Now let me ask you this, Broly. What is the actual maximum amount of money dollars for your PC? Not including peripherals, monitors, stuff like that. Not including taxes. You don't have to worry about shipping. You're getting it built by Micro Center. So what's the actual number? Not a range. 2,850, 2,900, the base 2,500, the base 3,000, the peak 3,000. What's your actual budget? Incorrect. That does not match with the budget range you gave me, Broly. You said 2,500 to 3,000. You're now saying 3,500. If you look at the form you filled out, you're supposed to go to the, well, I'm not saying all those, but the maximum budget range in US dollars. So you said my budget's from 2,500 to 3,000. Okay, what's your actual budget? 3,500. You guys see now why I really wanted to have that buzzer. It really sort of condenses roasts down to just me giving a correction. Boy, that's maybe worse. That's an actually for you right there. But okay, so lesson learned. Please, try to be accurate with your choices here, especially when I highlight something as much as this. That's for a reason. That has to be for a reason. But anyways, don't feel unwelcome here or anything. It does say in the very beginning, if you ignore the instructions in any of the questions, you agree to be roasted on stream in a good-natured fashion. So it's all part of the experience. I didn't really keep looking at Velocity Micro, but maybe I'll get back to that someday. And let's just throw them in here real quick. Garbage articles left and right. Guys, I need to push through any difficulties I have in making content here. I need to get back to it because not patting myself on the back here, but I feel very much needed in this space. Good Lord. I like skipping that one. Okay, little aggressive for me right now. Okay, system integrators, Micro Center, let's go. And that was a Tustin, California Micro Center. Okay. Hope you're staying safe over there in SoCal. Let's get you helped out. Let's get a build together for you. So you're doing gaming and streaming. Now, the one downside to this, like, of course, we'll spec something out that's going to be really good for both for you. The downside here, though, is that because it's for a streaming PC, we can't necessarily go with one of their bundles unless they have a decent motherboard in there. Motherboard's pretty important in a streaming PC. Maximus Mask. Maximus Mask dropping the Prime sub. Let's go, nerds. Thank you for the Prime sub. Welcome back to the Swarm. How's it going, Maximus? So let's take a look at some of those. Now you're looking for it to be, you don't really care much about upgrading your CPU down the line. So we can look at that, but you're looking for 1440p, not too much RGB. You're looking for it to be in black, and you want them to build it for you. Now, to be clear, Broly, you still with me, by the way? Hopefully I didn't scare you off with that buzzer earlier. Are you still with me? Okay, good. Now, there is a same day. Now, what I generally do, because they have pre-builts at Micro Center, but when you tell me what you're going to use the PC for, their pre-configured pre-builts are generally not always going to cover that. So I tend to go with their custom builder. They do same day builds. It's awesome, but it's expensive. They charge $250 for the same day build fee. And if you want to have any kind of warranty with it, it's like $250 or $270, depending on whether you want the 2 or 3 year warranty. Otherwise, they give you like a 30-day warranty. It's not great. It's actually kind of a worst in the industry kind of thing. But at least you don't have to ship it anywhere when there's a problem. You just load it into your car, take it over there. The warranty makes a difference as to whether you pay for the repairs or they do. But anyways, you know how warranties go. Let's look at the bundles and see what we got. Now, for gaming and streaming, at 1440p, you can go with something like a 9700X and have zero problems. I'm currently streaming on a 9800X 3D. You don't need that if you're going to 1440p. The 9800X 3D is kind of wasted on higher resolutions. It's more useful for lower resolution, high frame rate gaming for competitive use, things like that. But there's also, if you're not concerned with going for future upgradability on the CPU, like you're just going to get this thing, it's going to have the CPU it has, and you're going to be using that forever. One of the best values in the industry right now is the Core Ultra 7 265K that has dropped down to like $270 for 20 cores on the CPU. And when you're at 1440p or 4K in gaming, the CPU really doesn't mean that much at all. And you're looking at 1440p, so that applies to you too. If you were coming in thinking, I need a 9800X 3D, you really don't. And unfortunately, a lot of reviewers make it seem like you do. But if you look at those reviews, they're all 1080p benchmarks. Oops, you're not going with that resolution. So yeah. Now, I'm looking at this one here. It's the Core Ultra 7 265K. Pretty much, like, honestly, guys, it's kind of one of my favorite CPUs right now. This thing is so good for the price. 32 gigs, DDR5 6000, probably CL36. But I want to look at this Z890 AYW gaming Asus motherboard. So let's take a look at that. Well, this is annoying. Hold on. There we go. I know you wanted a black build though, right? Yeah. I don't know if this will fit the aesthetic that you're going for. Oh boy. Well, Asus is being Asus here. That's not very good at all for IO. So I'm not a fan of that motherboard at all. Let's keep looking. You can go with a pretty high-end build though. $3,500 is a lot for Micro Center. I need to keep that in mind. Great, I trust you. I appreciate your trust. Thank you. I think probably one of the best things about getting a Core Ultra CPU from Intel is the fact that you'll get to educate people on why the CPU does not matter that much at over 1080p. Because let's say you're going to get into streaming and people are going to be like, yo, what system you got? You'd be like, yo, I got the Ultra 7 265K. They're going to be like, oh, you can get X3D. And you're like, I'm not playing at 1080p. It doesn't matter. Look, I'm not paying $480 for an 8-core CPU in 2025. Because that's what you're doing. Now, is it a bad CPU? No. 9000X3D is awesome. I have it in this very system right here. I wanted, when I built this system for the Skytech deal that I did, I wanted it to be kind of the peak CPU of that. Plus, they had improved on productivity, performance, on frequencies, cooling. It was overclockable, and it was just coming out. I wanted to get, they were so hard to find, I wanted to get as many of them as Skytech had and shove them into systems. And 8-core, 16 threads, gaming and streaming, yeah, it's fine. But once you get to 1440p or higher, the CPU, that X3D, it doesn't help you. It doesn't do anything. But it is great. It's fine for gaming and streaming. I just think this is better right here. It just, at the time, this right here there were instability issues when this first launched. And also, the price was higher than it is now. So now it's a really great deal. But what we're looking at here is the motherboard. I want to make sure when you go in to plug in your second Stream Deck, you have a plug for it. So we have triple USB-C here, 2 of them being Thunderbolt 4. You have 7 USB Type-A ports. That could be better, but it's not the worst. They're all fast. You get 5 gig Ethernet, which is great for streaming. Don't stream on Wi-Fi. Run an Ethernet cable. Your upstream has to be consistent. Wi-Fi 7 is available, though, and that does also give you Bluetooth. Usually I think it's 5.4 is the version they're on now. Yeah. Brother, I hope stream's going well. Quick question, if you have time. What IEMs do I use? These, what's up, Northern Lights? How's it going? These are the Truth Ear X Critical Zeros. And they're the best $50 on audio you will ever spend in your life. Truth Ear X Critical Zero. I can't recommend these things enough. They're dual driver IEMs for $50 with a great design, like a galaxy purple design on the IEMs themselves. My only downside to this is that I use earpieces that are a little bit larger to get a good seal. And when I pull the right one out, it comes off. So these don't stay on super well, the little silicone earpieces. But other than that, it's fine. For the sound you get, for the price, you cannot do better than that. Okay, so yeah, I could vouch for this motherboard here, but I want to check the PCIe slots and how those are run. Also, if you get a really big chunky GPU, you might not be able to put a USB expansion card, like a PCIe add-in card for more USB ports. You might not be able to put that. But at the bottom, you should be able to do your capture card for streaming. Let's go ahead and look at the PCIe layout of this motherboard. Oh, yeah. No, this is really good. Holy crap, this is actually really, really good. So you could actually run 2 really high-end capture cards off of this. Even like my, what is it? Camlink Pro with 4 HDMI 4K30 inputs, which runs at PCIe Gen 2, but X4. You have to have 4 lanes for it to work. You can run 2 of those in this thing. And tons of M.2. And I don't see anything, I don't see this saying anything about them interfering with each other. The only asterisk here is please refer to the manual for M.2 heatsink restrictions. That's it. This motherboard's kind of rad. Now, another thing you can do with that X4, the secondary, the middle one that you have, is you can get a fast USB-C add-in card. So I'll show you. This right here gives you, let's see, 4 USB Type A, USB 3.0, and 3 USB Type Cs. Here you go. A little closer. It needs light, though. And these can actually run at 10 gigabit per second, but it requires PCIe X4. So you have to have those 4 lanes in order to get those speeds. And it does not require any extra power from the power supply. So this thing is awesome. It's like $30 on Amazon. And you can actually use this on that motherboard. So what we should do when we pick a GPU is we should look for one that is not too thick, so you can actually add that if you find that you need more USB ports. Things like external capture cards, certain webcams that are really high end, things like that. Those require high bandwidth USB-C. Braythorn, I didn't realize this. They're opening a micro center in Arizona. I'm actually so hyped. What city in Arizona? Phoenix, I imagine, right? That's really cool. Zintex says that's the motherboard I want. Already got those bad boys. You talking about these? Oh yeah, these are awesome. If you watch, if you look for audio stuff or peripherals, you have to check out Bad Seed Tech. He's just super cool, dude, and he knows his stuff. I'm not an expert on peripherals. I yield to his expertise. So yeah, I like this deal right here. I like this one right here. 32 gigs of DDR5 is where we might find a bit of a limitation, but Phoenix, but more in Scottsdale. Oh, okay. So it's kind of an in-between thing. If you're going to be playing on stream something like Escape from Tarkov, which is notorious for hogging system memory, and then you're also going to be running OBS and Discord and a few browser windows, and you might surpass 32 gigs of RAM. But in a system like this, for $3,500, we can put 64 gigs easily. It's just you're not going to have the savings. Like if we select this, let's see how much money we're saving overall. Looks like it's not going to tell me. Wow, the CPU. Well, the CPU is already. This is a regular price for the CPU. $279.99. It's down from $420. You guys see why I was like 9800X3D over the 265K, which is still unstable, this and that, back when I did the Black Friday systems, because this was $420 rather than $479 like the 9800X3D. So I was like, no, we'll go 9800X3D. Now, $280? Yeah. Now the motherboard is down from $350. So you're saving $60 on the motherboard and probably like nothing on the RAM. No, actually, no, you're saving $60 on the RAM, but it's not the right RAM kit. So what I think we're going to do is we're going to do this from scratch instead of doing a bundle. But with $3,500, you have that luxury. You can do that. So go to CPU, do the same one, 265K. Now this, I say that you're going to lose out on upgradability for the CPU. You will be able to upgrade the CPU to the next generation of Intel CPUs. That's going to be an LGA 1851 as well. And that might be late this year, sometime next year. I should look up rumors on that, on when that's supposed to be dropping. But so you will have one generation where you can upgrade it. But that's usually it for Intel, unless they do a refresh. Like 14th gen was just a refresh of 13th gen. So you could do that. But AMD is the platform where they're going to keep that socket for a long time, and you'll be able to get multi-generational uplifts in performance down the line. But still, currently, as of right now, this is going to be the better deal for you. Because you said no on whether or not you plan on upgrading your CPU down the line, this makes the most sense. I really like the PCIe layout of this one. I just wish that bottom slot was a little bit lower rather than being up here to get a little bit more away from the GPU. But you have 3 slots of GPU before it blocks that, so it should be okay. G-Code, what's up? Welcome. I can vouch. I run a 285K and it works wonders for productivity. Oh, yeah, absolutely. What's up, Rutu? Welcome. Anton, what's going on? 22 watching, but only 12 likes. Like the stream. Thank you, Anton. Appreciate that. I think I'm falling out of the algorithm again on YouTube. It is what it is. It's bringing fewer people to the stream, but also I feel like fewer people right now are looking for a PC. That's also very likely. Out of curiosity, I'm going to check this one out. Is the I/O better? Not that much. I mean, a little bit. You have the 4 USB 2.0 ports for peripherals, but really you're just getting one Type-C, 2.5 gig Ethernet. It's $289 though, versus the other motherboard, which is $299. So they're like nearly the same price, but yeah, sorry, Gigabyte. Y'all lost your way. Gigabyte used to be the go-to brand for excessive I/O at the price, and they're not anymore, and it sucks. It makes me sad. This should do right here. And that's the one we were looking at. And now we can go with 64 gigs of RAM without breaking up the... I should have just done that myself, and then it would have just removed the bundle. What'd you say about RGB? Yes, but not too much. Okay. 64 gigs DDR5 6000 CL30 should do the trick. That's a really good sweet spot right there. Whether or not it's AMD, but you don't want Neo, and that's not Neo. You know what? Good job to the compatibility filter here, because it's not showing me Z5 Neo. It's showing me standard Z5, which is not Expo. It's XMP focused. I don't think I've said good job to their compatibility filter like ever, so I hope they enjoy that. So it's $214 for that. Now we got to see how many video cards we actually have in stock here. Okay, so 5070 Ti is going to be a good choice there. That's going to just rock for 1440. It's going to be more than you need for 1440p. I use it for 4K gaming all the time on this system. And they've got 25 plus of these Zotac solid ones. So it is at $899, so it's $150 above the base MSRP. I'd say that's fine, I guess, because it's the only NVIDIA option you have in the high-end 50 series. It does have this colorway. I hope you're cool with that. It's kind of the bronzish kind of color to it, or copperish kind of color, a blend between the two, mixed with the gunmetal gray. Should fit in a black system nicely. Thanks for the help with that. No problem. Now, because it says SFF, as in small form factor, another benefit of this card is that it's going to be essentially a 2-slot card. So with 2 plus, it's like 2.2 slot, which is great because then you can put in PCIe add-in cards with no problem. And something like this one here, the one I showed you, is nice because it's not an especially long card. So it's barely going to block that one fan on the GPU. And it's going to have some space between them because you had 3 slots total, and this is like 2.2 slots. So there's room for air to get into that fan as it's drawing it in. Who's Micro Center's head of social media marketing? Do you have contacts with them? I've spoken with Jeremy before when I was at the Tustin Micro Center. I just don't think I'm big enough for them yet. I don't think that I'm in there. He was like, oh, yeah, take a look around if you have any questions or anything. But like they work with like Jay, they work with Kyle, they work with Paul, they work with the big names. That's who they work with. And it's never going to be something where it's like use code Braethorn. They just don't have those codes as far as I have seen. Now, once we finish this build, we can go back and change some things, make things a little higher end if we want to. But yeah. Oh, you got it, Skeeter? We have a lot of budget left here. Like a lot. So we have nearly $2,000 to finish this build, and we have the 4 core components here picked. So let's give you a lot of storage. We'll do a 4 terabyte Samsung 9100 Pro. Pretty much the fastest PCIe Gen 5 drive out on the market right now. And it's got good longevity, and all of that. So let's throw that in there. It's pricey. It is expensive. We might shift to the 2 terabyte, but this is 4 terabytes of the fastest storage you can buy. Now, if you're doing something like you're streaming and you're recording locally while you're streaming and doing all that, it's going to be super fast for that. It's not going to slow you down, which can be really nice. Or if you're moving those recordings onto external storage, you can get pretty fast external storage there. Plus, this motherboard has lots of ports that are really fast for that, like Thunderbolt 4. This drive is actually going to be do a good job of shoving those files out of the system and onto that storage, or into another drive in the system. Let's see. Let's do power supply real quick. Oh, actually, first let's do this. So Broly, this is the part that is just about 100% up to you, though I have recommendations I can make. I mean, I can't tell everyone to get the King 95 Pro. It's a great case, and it's actually not super overkill on RGB. It's quite nice. But I can't tell everybody to get that. So you got to tell me, what kind of cases do you like? Do you like the fish tank style? Do you want something a little bit more low key? What are you thinking about for the case? Bergie5 said mirror the Samsung. What does that mean? Like get another one? There's not another PCIe Gen 5 port to use that in, so it wouldn't really make sense. Maybe the $400 height touchscreen case. Rurutu, you must be new here. That's a trick question. I know you're not new here. The system's for streaming, so tell me what's wrong with that. You can't use these. Too wide. They only allow you to put very small PCIe cards in there other than the GPU. Also, this is a PCIe Gen 5 GPU going into a PCIe Gen 5 slot, and that would be a PCIe Gen 4 riser cable. Michael Sanders, what's up? Welcome. I had Braithorn build me a rig for PC VR almost a year ago. Now Micro Center is in Fairfax, and it's still going strong. Now via Micro Center in Fairfax, and it's still going strong. Thank you again. You're very welcome. It's not a live mixer board? No, it's not, Jeff. What's up? Welcome. Are you running out of bits? You keep going back to that. Okay. Well, here's my thought process for you, Broly. Alucard is saying hi on well, you see it. It's right there. Some of the community is just not going to let that one go, and I'm fine with that. So here's my thought process. If you're gonna be streaming, you can set up your camera in such a way where it's like at a slight left angle there, and your PC can be a little bit of part of the shot. So you should have a PC that can get attention, and I would say that the King 95 Pro would do a good job of that. Tried and true, I guess so. I don't know if you're talking about you trolling me or Alucard trolling you, but I agree on both counts. So I'd go for this. I know I just said I can't recommend this to everybody, but for a streamer, this is a great case because it's showy. But it's not in bad taste. It's nice. Yeah, PC sales are down. Oh, I know. I think people have other stuff on their minds right now. I said that at the beginning of the stream, but yeah, people have other stuff on their minds. Wait, I was trolling today? Well, yeah, you're reminding Jeff through that of how they had a bunch of N's on their specs list on a PC. It was great. I loved it. Oh, unless you're just being genuine, and that's just how you talk, how you say his name now. So yeah, just Broly, tell me what you think about this. This comes with another good thing about this case. It comes with all the fans that you need other than for your AIO. So it comes with a side intake that are reverse flow, bottom intake that are reverse flow, and the rear exhaust fan. All of that included. All you need is an all-in-one liquid cooler. The radiator goes on top, and bam, you have all your fans. A la carte, it's okay. I say trolling in a good way. And for respect. Thought it was F for that. Jeff. I have a White King 95 and it's awesome. It is. That's what I have this PC I'm streaming on right now in. I'm more concerned on where to find a Sparkle or LE Arc B580 without significant upcharge. That's pretty tough. It's pretty tough. They didn't do a good job of seeding those. Not seeding those. Of producing enough for the demand on those, which is awesome. In a way that they keep selling out. That the good Intel needs to make more cards. Did you see the Nova boards yet? Are you talking about ASRock? What would your second choice be? I don't know. Probably something like this, the XR, the Montech XR. It's similar but simpler, smaller. Yeah, this one's not as wide. You don't have, by default, you don't have the fans that push air fresh into your GPU. So it's not as effective at GPU cooling, but it should be sufficient. You can mount fans down here, but because you're probably going to put eventually a capture card right there, that will keep you from putting a fan at the very bottom. Because as you might notice here, this bottom PCIe slot is pretty much flush with where the fans would be. So so you could put two fans there, preferably some matching reverse flow fans like this, and then you'd be good to go. And it's much narrower. So yeah, and you see all the ventilation here means that you're actually getting fresh air for those fans. So it's a nice case. It is. I wish that this is one I wish that you'd see more Fantex stuff. Oh, they do have Fantex cases. Which ones do they have? Oh, okay. So they have the XT View and the NV7. See, the XT View is a lot like the one we just looked at, except more expensive. It's a little bit nicer. It's got an RGB strip going along the side. I'll show you a better picture of it. Read the review. Okay. That's the XT View. You have this little bit of RGB going on right here. I think it's the same thing where you have sort of, you have the same ventilation on the side. It's a little bit less ventilation than on the Montech case, but Fantex knows their stuff. And this would be able to have a couple fans mounted here to push air up into your GPU. Yeah. The only thing is, I believe, if we go take a look at the liquid coolers, I don't think they have a matching Fantex liquid cooler. However, they also don't have a matching Montech cooler. Thank you, Tustin Micro Center. The problem with that case is not great room for cable management. Well, it's okay because Micro Center has to build it. So they'll be okay. But that's also this kind of the same thing here with the XR. Not a ton of space. I've built in this thing. There's not a lot of space for cable management, like at all. I have seen this board, yeah. It's really nice. The only downside to it, though, is if you're putting specifically a 9800X3D on there, there's going to be a little uncertainty when it comes to, you know, all the stuff going on with burnt out CPUs. But yeah, it's gorgeous. It's a gorgeous motherboard. And if you're wondering whether I want one, I do, actually. But yeah. How do they do on the I/O on this? Pretty damn good, not going to lie. I just wish they'd stop playing around with the colors of the USB ports. Like, it's really dumb. These could very well just be USB 2.0 ports where they just put more power or, I don't know, better polling or something. I don't know, whatever. It's usually on the device side of things, though, not the USB port. Oh, the new live mixer boards are gorgeous. They're really, really nice. I agree with you on that. But you don't like them because they're called live mixer. I don't think they have them. Oh, they have one, yeah, actually, the B850. But yeah, gorgeous aesthetics for these boards, for sure. But that's all AMD stuff. We're doing Intel, whether you like it or not. Let's go with the first one. You got it. Now, this does require, as you said, more space. It's a wider case, so make sure to make the space on your desk so you can show that thing off. Yeah. The XR was able to work the cable management, but as rough as I should have an RGB switch and hub instead of a reset button that restarts the system. Well, I mean, you could get a hub that utilizes that same button and you just reroute the reset button to that. What's the difference between B570 and B580 again? Well, one's going to be for Intel, one's going to be for AMD. I mean, right? What? I just confused myself, actually. Hold on. Did I just have a brain fart? 1 second. B58. What? God, there's too many numbers. Why did you do this to me? What? Hold on. It's B5. No, hold on. Your question just broke my brain. Hold on. Talking about the GPU, my bad. Oh my God. I was talking about motherboards. And then oh my God. Just forget it, chat. Leave me alone. It's all one cable for front panel. Oh, it's unified. Okay. There's a Z890 live mixer. They didn't have it in stock though. I searched live and it didn't bring up the Z890. We're looking to have Micro Center build this essentially. I like them. I hated the old one because it was purple and matched nothing. Yeah. You're not trying hard enough. That's why. I was thinking B550, okay? I was like, yo, that's like a few generations back, B550, but okay. Then B850. There we go. Okay, so there's B550 is when you had socket AM4. B850 is going to be AM5. Man, that confused the hell out of me. Let's see if they have that Lee power supply I really like. Also, the cables that come with those are really nice. Uh, 1000 watt, 80 plus gold, fully modular ATX 3.1. This is perfect for your dual chamber cases. Oh yeah, they got a lot of these, even in white. Like the cables that come with these, I don't know if they show a picture of it. I'd like to find it if they do. I have too many windows open here. Hold on, too many tabs open. Yeah, these are your 24 pin right here, individually sleeved cables right there, really nice. What about the 12VH PWR also with cable combs? Oh yeah, they're not messing around with these. The ones that show are the ones that look the best, essentially. Relax, Braithorn, it's all ones and zeros. Yeah. Cecil Reese saying to hit the like button. I cannot disagree. So for a 265K and a 5070 Ti, 1000 watts is plenty. If you want, though, you can go with a 1200 watt for future upgradability if they have it. I just don't know if they have it. They do have it. And it is, how much more? It is $30 more to have the 1200 watts. Now, the good thing about having higher wattage than you need is that your system is not going to just be using all that wattage all the time. The power supply is only going to supply the power that the system draws. So it's something where you could put this in because, good Lord, NVIDIA cannot calm down with raising the power requirements for their GPUs. We're going to see where that goes. Who knows? If only there were more good options for 12-inch PWR cable extensions. I mean, Cable Mod has their latest ones, which are supposed to be more stable and better. Hell, I think, what is it? Der Bauer made that cooling coupler where it like cools the connector and stuff. Pretty great. If I'm not mistaken, it could have been somebody else, but I thought it was Der Bauer. This is a high-end system. Let's go 1200 watts, more than you need. But if you upgrade your GPU down the line, when GPUs are more sane, hopefully, we can all hope for that timeline, you're not going to have to worry about having to upgrade your power supply. Like, how are we going to spend $450 on the SSD and worry about $30 in the power supply for future upgradability? Let's not worry about it. Let's go overkill. Liquid cooling here. Unfortunately, they don't have the matching Montech cooler, but we could go with the Arctic Cooling Liquid Freezer 3. This is a fantastic cooler, and as far as I know, on the King 95 Pro, you don't have issues with it being too thick where it's going to be hitting the motherboard. It is spaced out from the motherboard, if I'm not mistaken. I'll just look at the case real quick, but this should be fine. You do get a thicker radiator, better cooling capacity with that, better cooling effectiveness, I guess. Efficacy. If only, let me see. And Anton, I refuse to relax when it comes to computers, unfortunately. I have a difficulty with that. Let's see where the cooler is placed here, just to get a... I mean, I built in this thing, I should know, but it was a while back, okay? It was like half a year ago. More than that, actually. That should be sufficiently spaced. Well, actually, no. If it's too thick, it will hit the motherboard. Maybe we go with a thinner one. Like a standard size radiator. Because of where that's positioned, there's not much room for it. You can't adjust it up or out. So, no, actually, it goes right here. That should be fine. Yeah. This is where you put a 280 for a like for the dual 140 millimeter fan type of radiator. No, that's pretty sufficiently out there. I think that'll be fine. He said, waffling back and forth incessantly. Okay. That's it. That's the build. $2649. I mean, if they had... I wouldn't necessarily recommend higher than a 5070 unless you're skipping the 5080 and going to 5090. 5080 is cool, and we would be able to fit that into the budget. The problem is they ain't got them. They don't have them here. There is no 5080 to be found. The highest end NVIDIA GPU in stock at the Tustin Micro Center, holy crap, is a 5070 Ti. Also, don't spend $1169 on a 7900 XTX. Those things were under $1,000 not too long ago. I mean, they're still awesome. Don't get me wrong. Yeah. These are all 7000 series Radeon cards. Yep. Wait, where did the one we... Oh, that's to choose a different one. It's not going to show you the same GPU. It's pretty much the highest end NVIDIA 50 series GPU available here. And they have 25 plus, so you're not worrying about them just running out of those. Plus, it's the right thickness, so you can put in add-in cards in the PCIe slots for the streaming system. So, yeah, you're good here. So, here's one thing that I don't put on the build here. You can get yourself a fully retail version of Windows 11 if you want. It's about 100. Starts at about $120, or you can get an OEM license. Now, you do have the budget to just buy the retail license. And the good thing about that is that if you swap out your motherboard or do something crazy with your system down the line, you're not going to have to get a new key down the line. But essentially, you can get an OEM Windows license for usually around $25-$30 or so or less, including from my YouTube sponsor, VIP CDK Deals. All you have to do, because we're going to click Same Day Pro Assembly here, right? And probably add on the 3-year system protection, because otherwise they give you like 30 days of warranty, which is ridiculous for a $250 build fee. Anyways, and when they're going to build it for you, you just tell them, hey, please install Windows 11 Home and don't activate it. and then they don't charge you 120 bucks. There you go. Build is done. I wonder if they have the USB add-in cards. Would it be under cables and adapters? No, it would it? Monitor, speaker, headset. They have something for capture cards. Oh, hey, they have the one I use. The 4K 2.1 from Avery Media. This thing erased my capture problems. It just destroyed capture problems. It made it to where I just capture stuff and it works perfectly. Never get this one. It sucks. Asus does not know how to make a capture card to save their lives. Oh, they got the Stream Deck pedal. This thing's awesome, but it's refurbished. Interesting. Yeah, this thing is the GOAT. Right here, it's so good. This is the external version of that, essentially. But I wanted to see if there were other PCIe cards in here, and not really, no. Why is there a cold shoe mount in here? That's super weird. Okay, anyway. All right. So here's how this part works, okay? I am going to put this link in chat for you. You just open that link and it should take you to this build. Now, you need to save this build. And that means either you're going to log in with or create a Micro Center account, or if you're already logged in, it'll just save the build for you, okay? And you need to do that right away, essentially. Have a good night, Skeeter. Thank you for hanging out. I know it was a weird stream. Jeff, you missed it earlier. There was no one on the list to get help. So we were having ChatGPT help us out. We were asking it questions. And guess what? I asked it for a budget gaming PC for 1080p gaming under $1,000. And let me know if any of those top picks with the little fire emoji next to them stand out to you. Here. Let me know if any of these recommendations catch your attention. This is ChatGPT. I do not need to worry about my job security, at least not for a few more versions, I guess. Good Lord. Yeah, pretty bad. I mean, the Skytech's in there. I'm not calling him out for that. Yeah. I know. You know, I seem to remember. Tell me if I'm wrong. Let me know if I'm wrong here. I seem to remember having a conversation with a certain CTO of a certain system integrator maybe a year and a half ago, where they said that they would be deprecating all 512 gig M.2 drives. Because, you know, this has a 500 gig NVMe SSD in the Skytech system. That puts you right on par with old Novatech here with their 512 gig. Not a good look, my friend. Not a good look. What's up, Develop? How's it going? Bergie5, paying forward that gifted sub they got from Sick PCs to the community. Gifting a tier 1 sub to Striker NL. Thank you, Bergie5. Let's go, nerds. Test. Test. What is with this thing? it gets rid of some of the effects randomly. Test. Ooh, that's terrible. Hold on. Delay way up. Check. There we go. Let's go, nerds. That's a little too loud, actually. Check. Perfect. Okay. Yeah, it just changes the effects that are activated. It's really weird. All right, I got it. Thank you for the help. You're very welcome. Yeah, I've done basically between now and yesterday, I've done 3 builds because if you weren't here yesterday, I had to move Tuesday's stream to last night. I've only did 2 builds last night. They were both Micro Center. I've only had 1 tonight, and it was also Micro Center. I don't mind that, but like, damn. Yeah, because the 7600 and 4060 right on par. Nice try. I'm untrollable. Also, that was a Best Buy PC that they dictated the specs. Okay. So you're saying that if I go to look at skytechgaming.com right now, I won't find any systems direct from the SI with a 512 gig drive. Or as an alternative, I will not find 512 gig drives in the configurator. Definitely not as the default. Right? Because I think I might find that if I go there. Just saying, I might find that. So he's untrollable. Let's try. Let's see. We just got to put this to the test. You can't say you're untrollable on the internet. You can't do that. So first we're going to go to, okay, yes, stop me from browsing. Thank you. So first we're going to go to pre-built. No. We're going to go to custom PC builder. It's fine if I don't find it in the pre-configured ones, but you should probably not have it as a default because I remember seeing that on a previous stream not too long ago. He's in there changing it right now. Not an old SKU? Why would you have an old SKU? Hello? I bet it's running slowly because someone's messing with the site right now. Well, would you look at that? The default storage, even if it's not in stock, y'all had your default storage for this $3,142 system as a 512 gig drive. You have someone come in here who's inexperienced, they're going to look at CPU, GPU, call it a day. Oh, you have this Kingston Gen 4 NV2 500 gig. So no, that's what I'm saying. Just get rid of them. Get rid of them. I don't think, it's not enough. It's not enough for anybody. It's not enough for anybody. 512? Mm-mm. If you've downloaded a game recently, you know that ain't enough. Thankfully, I think that's the only 512 gig drive. Yeah. Believe it or not, some people do want it. I get told this. That doesn't work for me because some people do want it because they're trying to squeeze as many pennies towards maybe the CPU and GPU as they can. That's not an effective way to build a PC because then it's just they want an OS drive in games or a program drive. Well, to be fair, you do have a secondary storage option. I just don't think, and I actually think you would agree with me on this. I don't think that 500 gigs should be the default spec because you're signing off on that for a $3,000 system. You know what I mean? 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 You know what I mean Old school people who maybe also can add their own storage. Like if someone's like, hey, I want to minimize the cost of the drive because I'm going to put in my own storage. Sure, that's fine. That's fine. But I don't think it should be the default. Because this price is not going to stay the same. Someone's going to at least come in and put a 1 terabyte, and I know it's a Kingston Fury Renegade. I know that. But then already the price is going up. So I would say the default should be a 1 terabyte drive. Even if it's an NV2 or NV3, it doesn't matter to me. The capacity should be a 1 terabyte as a default. And for a $3,000 system, you know how I feel about it. Two grand or up, it should be 2 terabytes. But, I mean, look, you're putting a default of an Astral 5080. It's not like you're trying to have your defaults be as low cost as possible. And the cooler is a Trikes Panorama. It's a $280 AIO. Making the default Camaro a V6 automatic. I mean, Robert, at a rental car place, yeah. But this is their custom systems. These ain't the rental cars of their PCs. Now, you go with this right here, 1 terabyte NV3. That's the minimum I would go. But you got those. You make that a default, and it's not much higher than the original price. But like the cooler being the highest end cooler, easily go. What is this? There's a level play one here. There's a Cooler Master Liquid. I really like this cooler. What's Sudoku? I've never heard of that. I mean, I know what the game is, okay? But sure. $160 off your price right there. Or you can go with the Cooler Master if you want RGB fans included. Anyways, I got off track, but hey, there you go. What's up, Electrothermal? How's it going? Should we let people rent them? No, you shouldn't. Don't try to change the subject. Now, if you did a thing where it was like you own it, you're like, that's just payments. But I think here's my thought. And Jeff, I think I told you this, but back when NZXT was first going to do the rental thing, my rep over there came to me and said, "What do you think of this before we launch this? This is off the record. What do you think of this?" And I was like, "Do this for enterprise. That's it. And then sell the systems when they come back as used systems. Done. Do not do it for your standard consumers. Do not do it for your average consumer. That's bad for them. It's bad for you." And he was like, "I 100% agree. I actually didn't think about the enterprise thing, but I 100% agree. I hate it. I don't like it, but they're going to do it." Yeah. I could have saved them a big old headache there. V for V, what's up? Hey, I appreciate the lurk. Glad to catch you anyways. Everyone have a great Thursday night. Don't eat any of the side of the road cantaloupe without smelling the bottom rind. V for V? Go ahead and leave us on that cliffhanger there. All right. I mean, it's a good advice, probably. You could actually leave out the without smelling that. Don't eat side of the road cantaloupe, unless it's a food stall. That was my thinking to when we considered it. Yeah. I mean, if they don't know what they are doing, get a pre-built. Yeah, I know. So that's what we're going to look at. We're going to go see if there are any pre-built PCs here with 512 gigs of storage. Sort by low price, low to high. I already made my point. You know how I feel about it. You already know how I feel about it. And I get why you guys would have them. But, like, this is $789. It's a really low price. And it comes with 1 terabyte. That's what I'm talking about. I love that. That's great. Last units of this, meaning it's probably an older SKU, might have 512. Nope, 1 terabyte. All right, good to see. So far, so good. Let's look at the last units here ready to ship. Let's keep looking at these. Good call, better safe than sorry. Have a great night. You got it. Thank you for the lurk, V for V. 1 terabyte. Hey, you know what? You're doing good. I could swear I had seen one. Like, this is not an older SKU. It's not last units. Let's see what this has. 1 terabyte. We're just going to keep going. I don't think we're going to see them now that we're getting up to around $1,000. So good. There you go. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I want to see. Changes them as fast as I can. We're going to find more. It's going to say 1 terabyte NVMe Gen 4. No, this is good. The 9060 XT 8 gig. Ew. Ew, another one. Ew, why'd you buy so many 8 gigs? Why'd you do that? I will say, though, I did the Azure 2. Maybe I need to do the Azure 3. By the way, I did unboxings for both of those around 4th of July. Both times. See, there you go. 9060 XT 16 gig. 1 terabyte is the base one we use unless a vendor requests a 500 gig. Man. Third-party resellers suck. There's the Azure 3 Plus. 5060. Seems like it got a little downgrade there, considering there's this one with a 5060 Ti in the Nebula. But it's a 14700F. That's a lot of cores. It still is 14th gen. I'm just thinking out loud now. Has anyone filled out a form? Nope. I'm not trying to sit here just constantly calling you out, by the way. Let's see what the spec list on this one is. Because not everyone is a gamer. What? The whole storage thing? That's the new case with the screen. It's pretty cool. It does look pretty cool. Okay. It's a pretty solid spec right there. I want to see all of the Azure 3 Plus ones that y'all have, because that's interesting to me. The case with the screen, that's pretty sick. I think Alucard would probably like for me to do another one of those, so I could do another montage with that same song. It's like a series now. But I generally like the Azure PCs. They're just good. By the way, you have a lot better results with ChatGPT, and you ask it for the specific parts under a budget and then do the deep research. I was pretty impressed. Yeah, I mean, I'm doing it the way that someone looking for a system would do it. Someone who's new to it, you know? Man, that white Azure 3, though, is super clean. That looks really good. Like, really good. I just don't like the spec on this one. 14700F and a 5060 is upside down. It's too much CPU. Like, throw a 14400 in there and a 14400F and bump it up to a, 5060 Ti. I don't think that's the same amount of money, though. It's not the same amount of money. It wouldn't quite equal out. But yeah, it's a little upside down. It's too many cores for, it's unless you're not a gaming. If you're not gaming, it's fine. But yeah, 850 watts, pretty good at this price point. What Willie Gaming, what's up? In 2025, 500 gig and 1 terabyte is basically yesterday's news. 500 to 2 terabyte is good for Windows and maybe a program or two. 500 to 2 terabyte? If you feel these drives up to the max, they slow way down. 2 terabytes is good. 1 terabyte is still good for most. A lot of gamers out there will have 4 games they play. 1 terabyte should be able to handle that. If you know you're going to need more, you shop with that in mind. But there's a lot of people who don't know. They're going to want to download a million games onto their system, and they're going to run out of space. And they're like, I don't know how to fix that. I'm working on that, but I don't know. You can kind of go both ways with it. Kenneth, what's going on? How are you? 2 terabyte. Yeah, 2 terabytes should be the norm. It's not quite there yet. Also, optimizing games should be the norm. I use 1 terabyte on 2 PCs I got and 1 terabyte SSD on both. Okay. That is you. Oh, Kenneth, you're talking about one of the 2 descriptions I gave. Let me see where the other Azure 3 Plus might be. 9700X and a 5070. That, to me, is more interesting. That's good 1440p right there. Two 2 terabyte and 1 4 terabyte. That 4 terabyte can go a long way. Let's see. 850 watt, 2 terabyte, Gen 4. Look at that. Okay, but it is 1869. This is creeping up over where you might be I just want to get into 1440p gaming. 9700X, 360 millimeter AIO, B650, 32 gigs DDR5, 5200, 5070, 2 terabyte drive, 850 watt ATX 3.0. It's not bad. Oh, hey, this is the song that I use with all of my Azure montages. Okay, here we go. So 7700X and a 9070 XT. Damn. That's creeping up into 4K gaming right there. Easy. At $1,900, $1,939. 2 terabyte Gen 4, 32 gigs DDR5. It's mostly the same. 7700X, so you have socket AM5. You have a lot of upgradability there. And if you're doing 1440, you don't this is not the system to get for 1080p gaming. It's you would need a little more oomph in the CPU there. 1440p, 4K, 100%. And yes, it can game at 1080p at high frame rates, but it's going to lose to something with X3D at the end of it. Essentially, is what I mean. Usually, what more storage cost I spend in GPU instead. 4 terabyte drives have gone down a lot though, Frowler. If you look at like they already saved it. But if you look at something like, and you can get these on Amazon, so don't just think, oh, he's at Micro Center, of course. I have to select the motherboard first. Sure, whatever motherboard. There you go. But say we're looking at 4 terabyte PCIe Gen 4, Inland Performance Plus. The 4 terabyte drive is $279. $279. Speeds are up to 7,200 megabytes per second. Write speed up to 6,300 megabytes per second. 3,000 terabytes written on the longevity, which is better than Samsung, better than most other brands. And $279 right now. That's at Micro Center, but if you search Inland Performance Plus 4 terabyte on Amazon, you'll find it there too. And DRAM cache, so it has onboard DRAM, all that stuff. It's not DRAM-less. You're good to go. It's a really good drive for $279. Inland, please ship to EU. So they might not have it there. I don't know, I guess. If you don't need onboard DRAM cache, then you can look at the NV3 in 4 terabyte if they have it. I would look at that. Why don't they freaking carry Kingston at Micro Center? It's ridiculous. Yeah, see, between these two, 7700X and 9070 XT versus 14700F and 5070. Which one would y'all go with, chat? They're $10 apart. 7700X, 9070 XT. 100%. I wish they carried Kingston stuff other than some RAM. They need Kingston storage. It's really good. See, just above $2,000 is where you get to 7800X 3D and 9070 XT. It's not the Plus. Right? Was this a Plus? No, it's not. Actually, no. This is. So the Azure Plus, am I tripping or is that? No, some of it does have AMD. Okay, so it's not like, oh, these are our Intel ones. Okay. 9800X 3D, 9070 XT, pretty monstrous. $21.99. Yo. Hold up. Kingston been around a while. Surprised they don't carry it. They don't carry. They actually for a while didn't carry any Fantex cases either, Kenneth. And Fantex has been around forever. So like, yeah, NV2 I use now, and NV3 that is faster, and NC. You mean like KC 3000? I don't know the NC 3000. What, Willie? I have 1 terabyte, 4 terabyte. External 8 gig. Yeah, I'm actually going to be getting a NAS from, I think, Ugreen. I need to reach out to them to solidify that. But I talked to them at NAB, and I might be doing a video on their NAS. I need one really bad. So, yeah, it works out. 2 terabytes, 9070 XT, 9800X 3D, Now, this right here, if you're doing competitive esports and you're actually really, really competing, like you're really trying to get into it, this right here will get you there. So this is like insane for that. Except that is slow RAM. Yeah, 5200, that does suck. But it's also, I mean, for $21.99 in this economy, not bad. 9000X3D and 9070 XT is for $21.99 is not bad at all. Fantex cases are great. They release new SKUs very quickly and stop producing older models, and it makes it really hard for the SI to have a long-running model. That's true, but I mean, you guys aren't afraid to make new models, are you? All you do is you make it the 2 or the 3 or the 4. But yeah, they release them really fast. Like, I felt like at CES, they had some models. Oh, no, they weren't at CES. No. At Computex last year, like, you can't find those models anymore from Computex like last year. It's crazy. They do make great cases. Yeah, absolutely. I need to post my Fantex short. God, it's already way after Computex. What is wrong with me? Oh, Kingston's the cheapest in EU. Oh, okay. I get that now. I got it. Man, RAM can make a difference. Like, if you're talking about a 9800X3D and you're going for the highest frame rates, you're trying to get the best, sharpest performance you can get out of it for competitive play, your RAM frequency and timings can come into play there for sure. In typical gaming, not so much. Hey, 7800X3D 5070 Ti for $22.19 in the Vision. That's pretty nice. I don't like the 9900X3D. That's not Skytech's fault. It's like, oh, you turned on a game? Guess what? You have a 6-core CPU now. Haha. Now, for gaming at higher, like say, it's okay. It's still fine, okay? It's still going to be 6 cores of 3D V-Cache goodness. But, like, it's more expensive than a 9800X3D and it has poorer performance. So, like, I just wish they had it with 8 cores with 3D V-Cache and 4 cores active on the other CCD that are your standard higher frequency ones. I wish. But I'm not going to say I'm smarter than AMD's engineers. I just don't like the way that that product shakes out. DCJRSRT10. Welcome to the stream. I don't really recommend HP Omen desktops. I mean, that's obviously a good price for a 5090. Core Ultra 9, I guess, 285K. But I don't know enough about it. So DC, I guess I'll just call you that. If you want help with finding the right PC for you, just fill out the form. It's linked in the description of the stream. That gets you on this list, and it forces you to give me helpful info so I can actually make a helpful recommendation to you rather than just being like yes or no to a single sentence question. I hope that you're not trying to spend $4,500 based on a single question asked in a random chat. This kind of thing takes a lot of thought, and I would not ask you to trust me based on a yes or no there. I don't know enough about what you're doing with your system. You probably don't need a 5090. 99% of people do not need a 5090. If you're just gaming, it's overkill. But yeah, fill out the form, get on here, and I'll be happy. There's nobody else in line right now. I just helped out this person earlier, and we've just been chilling since then. So yeah, I do like the small size of Omens, 20L, 25L. They're tiny. That is cool, but I don't like their motherboards. They are ATX standard for the screw placements, but they lock down their BIOS. Try upgrading your RAM to a faster. They basically, last I saw with DDR5, they were running at JEDEC speeds, or close to, and you couldn't change it. It sucks. Their BIOS sucks. It locks you out of doing basic BIOS stuff. I am thankful that HP is going toward. They've moved towards ATX for all of their mounting standards. And I believe they're using standard mounting for their coolers rather than screwing into the freaking chassis through the motherboard like Alienware, those idiots. I hope Alienware fixed that too. I haven't looked at their new PC. I don't review their PCs. Mostly what I recommend, DC, is going to be stuff from system integrators, not from OEMs. That's companies that use off-the-shelf components, not stuff that you can only get through HP. Because screw that, you know? What's up, Robert? Had to go purple. My YouTube not working today for some reason. That's weird, but welcome to the purple side. You have a 4090 Slim in box that I bought last Black Friday for $15.99. Okay. I have the Lenovo i9. So you go with OEM stuff a lot. HP, Lenovo. Just don't. I would look at just getting. I mean, if you're looking at a new PC, get a custom one. It's still pre-built. But if you're looking at spending $4,500, you can get something custom built just for you, not something from, factory proprietary parts, things like that. No. It bothers me about the 5090, and I've said this a million times, that NVIDIA is telling their buyers that unless you need 32 gigs of VRAM, like for 3D modeling or cranking out G-code or doing things like that, or video editing, doing graphical effects and video editing, things like that, then just buy our 5080, because you could buy two of those for the price of one 5090. It's crazy. On the 4090, that was a little more towards like, okay, you can maybe justify it. It's 24 gigs of VRAM, which is more than you need, true, but it's, $500-600 more than actually it's only like $400 more than the 4080. Okay, it's a little harder to let people know, hey, you probably don't need a 4090. But I mean, if you have the money for it, I'm not going to stop you from buying a 5090. It's extremely wasteful. It's going to use more power, put out more heat in your room. It has way more VRAM than you need for gaming, probably for the next 10 years. I can't see any games being like, oh yeah, you're required to have 24 gigs of VRAM, much less 32. So what NVIDIA did by pricing, quote unquote, $2,000 on the MSRP for the 5090, good luck finding one for that, by the way. You won't. They're all like $3,000 or more, or like $2,800, those kind of prices. They were basically like, hey, you don't need this. You don't need this. If you're gaming and you're doing productivity stuff or you need a lot of VRAM for it, sure, this is the solution for you, and you'll know it. You'll know you need that VRAM. But if you don't know if you need 32 gigs of VRAM, you don't need it. Yeah, the GPU costs the same as a full-on PC. Frowler, absolutely. Now, if you've got now, I'm sitting here saying that a little salty because we're getting into Q3. Are we in Q? We're approaching Q3, and I still don't have a 5090 system. I still haven't gotten 5090. I review PCs, and I still haven't gotten one because it was so bad that nobody could send one out for review. For the longest time, nobody could send one out. And I edit video. I actually can use that VRAM, but I can't justify buying one, so I'm not gonna. Robert Fixit just gifted a tier 1 sub to the community. Thank you. Let's go, nerds. That's a tier 1 sub for Buddha-Cat. Welcome to the swarm. I appreciate it. Thank you. Asteri, what's going on? I can absolutely use that posture check. How are you doing? It's been a hot minute. I hope you've been okay. I know things for air traffic controllers have not been super great for like a while now. I hope you're hanging in there. Tired? Yeah, I can only imagine. understaffed, overworked, all that. I'm sorry. Yeah. Well, I got to tell, I had to fly a bunch a couple of weeks ago, and I'm thankful for y'all. Like, I think about air traffic controllers whenever I'm in a plane, and I'm just like, please, I know you're stressed. I know. Just take care of me. And y'all do. I mean, I made it safe. The prices are going down. I even overpay for mine. I see some models going down a lot, but they're still way over MSRP. The thing is, people are still buying them, Frowler, and that's the problem. People need to be voting with their wallets, and they're not. People look at NVIDIA. NVIDIA's like, oh, you want our top card? All right. Give us the price of an entire computer, and you can get one part. And people are like, yes, here you go. Oh, no, there's not enough. We can't buy enough. Please, NVIDIA, please get richer. That effect is not working. Check, check, check.
Check, check. There we go. That's what that's supposed to do. Let's turn that, bring that down. Or actually, let's just crush it 100%. There we go.
This thing is annoying me because it keeps
messing with my settings.
I'm going to send a strongly worded email over the road. There might be maybe there's a firmware update coming. I don't know. I'm building with a 4090 in the future. Very cool. Did you feel, okay. So, DC, you came in asking about the 5090 system for 4500. Are you in the market to get a PC like within the next month? Because if you are, like I said, fill out the form and I can help you one-on-one to find something better than the HP one. The only thing is finding a system for $4,500 with a 5090 is very difficult to do. What they have to do to make that happen is sacrificed on like some of the other components. But also HP does volume. That's how they're able to do those kind of things. They make their own motherboards and power supplies and even GPUs. Like that's going to be an HP 5090 essentially. If they're like Dell in that regard. But most OEMs are going to just manufacture their own GPUs. So they get the chips from NVIDIA, yes, but they do the rest themselves. So getting a 5090 system at that price is like, from an SI where you're getting all off-the-shelf components, is nearly impossible, but not fully impossible, just nearly impossible. Not proud of what I paid. Is disgusting. If I could go back, I would get a 5070 Ti, but at the same time, I don't regret getting a 5090. It sounds like the first part of that, Frowler, was you purely regretting getting a 5090. So I'm a little confused. People trying to game in 4K, 5070 Ti is like all you need, man. It works so well. I'll boot up Expedition 33 right now and show you, while streaming, how a 5070 Ti does at 4K gaming. What's up, Binary Theory? How's it going? Welcome. Yeah, Steri, I can totally understand why I haven't seen you in a while. I know that things are crazy for y'all right now, and I just hope the best for you. So our tech that we have here told me my laptop is extremely out of date. Got it in 2010. It still runs, still plays lower-end modern games, and that is fine for me. Asteri, please, I don't do laptops. If you need a laptop, please let me help you if you're ever in the market for one, because that's 15 years. Do you know how much laptops have advanced in 15 years? Always bought Kingston for my laptops. Does Kingston make laptops? I don't think so. That predates SSDs. It might. Yeah. It has an SSD. Okay. I'm like, it might, but it doesn't. It doesn't predate it. You're right. Hold on a second. Asteri, I have something I might be able to help you out there. If you have, if you've been considering getting another laptop, there's one that I'm not using anymore. That is, I think it's a 12900 HK and a 3080 Ti laptop GPU that I can probably sell to you for a very, very, very reasonable price. So let me know. It's also 4K on the resolution, so thing runs still really well. Although I would load a fresh OS on there. So let me know if that's something you would like. Yeah, compared to 15 years old, yeah. 5090 can render DaVinci Resolve extremely fast. It can, yes. Actually, hold on, let me check something real quick. Just keep adding in different Puget Bench. I talked to Puget Bench to Puget Systems at NAB. I need to talk to them about reviewing a content creation focused system at some point. Let's see, DaVinci Resolve. Say Premiere Pro. It looks like the here. Let me bring it up here. It looks like the 5090 is only a little bit higher, and where all that score is gained is here in GPU effects. Like it just overtakes everything, including the huge gap in the 4090 and 5090. This is when you're like, I need a 5090 because I'm editing every day, and this would save me a lot of time. But when you get to other things, it's kind of, I mean, look, when it comes to the raw score, I'm guessing for scrubbing through raw footage, ProRes RAW probably, it's 1 point higher than a 5070 Ti. It doesn't make much of a difference there, but it's when you go to render effects. In fact, for the intraframe score, the 7900 XTX beats it. But if you're looking, that's for Adobe Premiere Pro. DaVinci Resolve 5090 is at the top of the heap. It's probably going to be somewhat similar. Yeah. So long GOP score, it's pretty close to the 5080 and 5070 Ti. Those are matched up. Intraframe is actually lower than the 5070 Ti. 5070 Ti is matched up with it, essentially. Oh, they don't have GPU effects. That's when you get to the GPU effects in DaVinci Resolve. And DaVinci is like, oh, we got a 5090. Oh, we're going. It's for video editing, generally, where you need CPU for CPU helps a lot. Having the right CPU there, quick sync, things like that. That's in Adobe Premiere Pro for scrubbing through things. Having a lot of cores, all that helps. When it comes to rendering effects, it's all GPU. But basically, erase this from here. And you'll notice that 4090, 5080, and 5070 Ti are all pretty close. So if someone's just getting into video editing and their budget calls for a 5070 Ti, I'm like, yeah, there you go. It's good. It's like near the top of the list. It's just the gap with a 5090 is crazy. But when you go to the overall score, it all kind of evens out because a lot of those points are just earned in GPU effects. I should honestly send you pics just around the touchpad, and you'll go, WTF. It's just funny watching our tech just freak out because of it. Is this the kind of thing where I would just reflexively go get my isopropyl alcohol and be like, yeah, spray my screen with it? Fairlight FX. Okay. I don't know what that is. I don't use DaVinci Resolve. I don't know. Take a look. It's in a DM. Oh, boy. Okay. I don't think I want to put this on screen though. I don't want to publicly shame you for. Well, that's a separate issue there. Oh my God. Well, it was a good laptop at some point. The Asus ROG laptop. Oh, yeah, that coating on there is just, it's just, oh no. Okay. Okay, I'm allowed to show. I was told in chat I'm allowed to show this. So this is, I assume, to the left of the touchpad. We get some spec. We get, well, no, it's Windows 7, and then it has a GeForce GTX 660M with 2 gigs of VRAM. Yeah, I'm fairly certain a 3080 Ti, even the mobile version of that, would be a pretty big upgrade for you. That is, I didn't know that they made
laptops out of asbestos.
I'm sorry, I couldn't help myself. I could not help myself, Asteria. I'm very sorry. Do you breathe around that? Do you wear a mask while using it? Please tell me you do. The inner is cleaned weekly. So the inside, the fans, the heat sinks. Cool. But like, I don't know if that's, you know, asbestos or if it's skin cells or what. I don't feel safe looking at it. So please let me help you. Okay. I'm not using this laptop very much at all anymore. It is a really, it's a solid laptop. Tons of performance. Yeah. Hey Jay, what's up? What a trooper of a laptop. Oh yeah. So rude. I'm unsubscribing. No, you look, they basically gave me permission to roast. Okay. I do have an update for you guys. I didn't get a Discord notification. My Discord notifications are broken as hell. But I got an email back from the former COO of Viral. And I want to share this with you guys. I'm not going to show his info, though. Never mind. Well, no, he's in our Discord. He's in our Discord, so yeah. Okay, so this is what I was told when I was like, "Hey, what's going on with Viral?" I'm getting a 404 on the warranty page, and a community member hasn't been able to get service. So this was the response, and this is the official statement that's gone out to all Viral PC owners, essentially. Dear Viral PC owner, we're reaching out today with heartfelt honesty and deep appreciation. Let me move this over here, actually, and I will get this to where it's easier to read. Due to the recent sale of the building where Viral has proudly operated, we find ourselves without a physical home. This unexpected change has made it extremely difficult to continue running our business in any meaningful capacity. As a result, we have made the very difficult decision to cease all sales and operations for the foreseeable future. What this means for you: effective immediately, all warranties on Viral PCs are considered null and void until further notice. If we're able to secure a new location and resume operations, whether under the Viral name or another entity, we'll make every effort to contact all existing PC owners with information regarding potential new warranty terms. At this time, no former members of the Viral team are available to offer official support and this is the really hard part to read, we've had to let our staff go during this transitional period. That sucks. Because when you put together a staff for your system integrator company, you are investing in them, you are training them, you're getting to know them, you're building a team. And whenever someone just loses their job like that, they have to get another job. The likelihood of them coming back whenever you're good and ready is like zero. And this sucks. It sounds like there was a lease issue, or the building owners were like, no, we don't want you here anymore, or something like that. And they were caught blindsided by it, it seems. That's what I'm getting out of the email. This is just me guessing here. Okay, I don't know. Let me see. We understand how frustrating and disappointing this news may be. Please know this is not a decision we made lightly. We've always valued open and honest communication with our community, and we remain committed to keeping you informed as we work closely with our legal team to evaluate all possible paths forward. Maybe they do some legality thing to get more time in the space and make an actual transition like most businesses would do, going from one building to another, where you have to have overlap. You're paying double on rent, essentially, or mortgage if you're buying the place. You're doing that, but this is why you get business loans and things like that to do those kinds of things. It's a huge cost, but it lets you continue to operate smoothly, ish. In the meantime, if you require technical support or servicing for your PC, we recommend seeking assistance from a trusted local PC repair store. We're grateful for your support, trust, and belief in our vision over the years, building PCs for passionate gamers, all that stuff. Thank you for understanding as we navigate this incredibly difficult chapter. So this sucks, as you can imagine, because there were a few people where I would recommend Viral. And now, if you've been around a lot, you'll know that was not very often. They have a very specific aesthetic, a very specific sort of they had a uniqueness to them that didn't suit everybody, in my opinion. That's kind of why one of the reasons I do this is because different SIs bring something different to the table. And Viral was like very hyper aesthetic. They did some things that nobody else was doing. Like way back when you could not get a white GPU to save your life during the GPU shortages, they were painting or vinyl wrapping GPUs, and no one else was doing that, or at least not offering it as part of the configurator. Okay, they did some things that nobody else did, and they wanted to back it up with a lifetime warranty. But you have to remember things about lifetime warranties. A lifetime warranty is for the lifetime of that company. If that company is no longer there, you no longer have that warranty. And that's something to consider whenever you're looking at something like that. If a lifetime warranty is your sole reason for buying from a certain company, you need to look at the other reasons, is what I'm saying. It's not that it's a bad thing. It's like, hopefully they do well and you keep that warranty. But only 3, now 2 SIs have that lifetime warranty. Others will do things like some of them will offer lifetime tech support, things like that. And that would go away if the company goes away. But whatever caused this, I hate to see it. I hate to see a unique SI go under like that. I knew these guys. The first time I went to PAX East, I had a panel. It was the first panel I ever did. Still one of the only panels I've ever done. And the 2 guys who were in charge, that later changed to only being 1 guy in charge. They were open to being part of that panel. They joined up and they were part of it, and it was fun. Now, I've never reviewed a Viral PC. That's another thing that kind of gets in the way of me making a lot of recommendations toward a specific SI. If I've never put hands-on one of your PCs and I've never unboxed it and seen the way you present it to your customer, the kind of experience they might have, that is one of those things that will push me away from recommending you a lot. So, yeah. Yeah. Oh, no, indeed. Wish I could wait as long as some people to upgrade. My life would be so much easier. No one's stopping you from upgrading. No one's forcing you to upgrade. I don't know what you mean, Apocalyptic. What's going on with that? Anyway, that's some sad news right there. So if for anyone who has recently bought from Viral, recently, I suggest you probably call your credit card company and do a chargeback on that. You're probably not receiving your product. If the reason this came to my attention and I reached out to them was because there was someone in chat who got a busted PC with a 5090 that doesn't work, and they were having trouble getting any service. They're not going to get service on that now. They need to charge back on their credit card because they were told they would get a certain product for that money. They did not get a working product, so they need to charge that back. That is not me being like, screw that company. No, that's how that works. That is how that works. That's just the way those things work. If you buy something, you don't get the thing in the shape or form it's supposed to be, and it doesn't function the way it's supposed to function, you charge that back. You can try to send it back to them if you want, but you charge that back if possible. Is that a Gigabyte plush behind you? Just realized. Sorry if I read the room wrong. Just got back on. Maximus, it's okay. It's all right. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yeah, he's hanging around. He's hanging out. I didn't know where to put it. I I probably need some shelves or something back here, like some of those bookshelves kind of thing, you know, so I can put neato things in there with lights. But yeah. So that sucks. It's if anyone out there has recently made a purchase from Viral and you either didn't get your stuff or it's not working, you're gonna need to charge back your credit card because you can no longer possibly get that product and they will otherwise just have your money. Yeah. And I'm not trying to make things harder for Viral. That's just the way those kind of transactions work. That's the risk you take whenever you're just like, hey, we're not going to service your stuff. There's no, like, they could have said, hey, we're going to temporarily do this out of the garage and repair PCs if we can. That's really a tough ask if they're trying to save a business, though. I get that. But that's not an option here. And it's not the kind of situation where I necessarily think you're going to have a Meta PCs coming in to swoop in and save the day, like they did with light gaming PCs. Wait, no. Yeah, it was light gaming PCs. So, yeah. Bray plush in production. I wish. It's not. I feel bad for Chrissy. Was that the person who was here asking about it? I feel bad for anyone that has to go through it. Does this happen often? No. However, with the tariffs, okay, ever since this is real, okay? Listen to this. This is absolutely real stuff here, all right? Since 40 series went out of production. Since 40 series went out of production late last year, and 50 series was delayed and then had a less than stellar launch, and then AMD came out with 9000 series Radeon cards that were that none of them came out for MSRP really, and the availability sucked. And then tariffs, will they, won't they kind of stuff happened. Like they're doing these tariffs now they're doing those tariffs, and okay, this is Liberation Day or whatever, but now tariffs are worldwide, even for islands where there's just penguins there. Cool, okay. Businesses have been suffering. Mostly small businesses have been suffering, and system integrators especially have been going through it. Smaller system integrators like Viral. Viral is a boutique builder, okay? I was shown a leaked email or a leaked message from, it was not just the tariffs and it's not just NVIDIA that's causing this, okay? It's also distribution. There's one of the most major distributors of PC parts for system integrators and retailers out there. The head of their sales team sent out a message, and this was leaked by someone on the sales team, saying around April 2nd, a lot of our clients are going to be coming in to buy up everything they can. Whatever you do, you will not honor any previously quoted pricing. You will go by pricing sent via direct message, like to the salesperson or whatever. Meaning that that distributor understood that they had a very hot commodity and that SIs were willing to pay whatever it took. And that pricing would be different depending on how much they liked you, essentially. And that's just one link in the supply chain. All along the supply chain, there was price gouging, people taking advantage, all that stuff. And then tariffs. And at the end of that are people who just want to build cool computers for you. And they've been getting steamrolled. If you're ever feeling like, oh man, these prices are really bad at this, they're the end of the supply chain. They're the last link on the supply chain. They're like, that's like you're getting your groceries at the grocery store. That's the last part where the price is raised a little bit rather than to make a profit, keep the business going. There wasn't room for SIs to price gouge because it was happening at every step of the way, all the way down to them. I guess technically the buyer is the last link in the supply chain, I suppose. Maybe you could look at it that way, but no, that's the last part where the price is going to go up. It's so the system integrator can pay their bills, pay their people, pay the taxes and insurance for their people, keep the lights on, and stuff like that has been very close to happening for not a small number of SIs. It's been bad. And when If it had been a certain thing where, okay, this is going to be the amount that the importer of this good is going to have to pay. It is certain. Here it is. We went over this. We looked at the math. This went through Congress and all that. There you go. Here is the new tariff. There you go. And that's the amount. If it had just been that, they could have planned. They could have figured something out. But no, every day almost, it was something different. And you can't plan around that. How can you take care of your people and your customers if you have no idea how much stuff is going to cost the next time your container lands, or that's for the distribution side, or what distributors are going to do to you, if whether you're playing nice with them or not, whether you're buying enough, whether, oh, you want to buy those GPUs? Guess what? You need to buy all these motherboards and power supplies we can't sell. There you go. Oh boy, we're good at business stuff. So a lot of this is maybe the first of several SIs that might be shutting down. There's others that are not doing well. And how could you in this landscape? How can you do well? And when you've got someone who has just decided that they're just going to do, you know what? I like this word, and we're going to change it every day. And you know what? I'm about business, and I'm about the people. But you know what? They can just pay more because I like this word. This is the result. And there was never a doubt for anybody who knows anything about this kind of thing. There was never a doubt that small businesses would suffer the most. And of course, consumers. I don't need to convince you it's happening. I just read out the email that a whole bunch of customers are going to be getting. And it's not just prices going up. It's companies shutting down and people losing their warranties and coverage and people losing their jobs. Like now it's supposed to be like, oh, it's fine now because they made a deal. Cool. All right. It takes months to stabilize that after. There were shipping containers that were shipped to completely different shores because they would not bring them here because they didn't know what the hell they were going to have to pay for them. And again, then distributors pay that. And then they're like, also, we can charge whatever we want. So it's not good, guys. It's not good. Whatever side of the aisle you're on, essentially, the main problem was just not knowing. It was in flux all the time, and the global economy shuddered for it. And that's one thing. That's a whole other can of worms. But these people who run these boutique SIs or smaller SIs that want to do things like, oh, I want to focus on equipping esports teams in colleges. There's an SI that does that. It's Reactor Gaming, okay? Or if they just want to make sickest PCs possible, maybe call the company Sick PCs. Or, you know, one of the most beloved SIs in our community, Alexander PCs. It's not a good time for any of them. They're having trouble right now. Some of them are looking at whether they got to fire a few of their good people who they've trained and put their trust in and gained trust from. These are the small companies that are ground under the boot of big egos, billionaire egos. And just, I gotta pull myself out of this. But mentally, I gotta pull myself out of this. But the cracks are starting to show. It was never going to be everything, all these businesses shutting down immediately. These are the ripples from not the stone that was thrown in the lake, but the boulder. One after another, all for fragile ego. Someone's fragile ego. Just has to, you know, I don't like bullies, okay? I don't like bullies. I never have. This bully is bullying everybody. And this is the effect. This is what happens. So for those of you who are formerly employed from viral tech, my heart goes out to you. Y'all loved what you did, and it sucks to lose that. I wish you the best in finding something else, and if something suitable to you, or for a quick resolution for viral, to maybe bring things back. Even that's not going to be quick, because if they're moving to a different building, they have to move their whole operation. They had decked that place out. It was all their personality, everything there. But maybe they can shift, instead of having a compound for esports events, things like that, shift to just PC building and servicing, that kind of thing. Get back to the core of the business, and just buckle down and save the business. Bring some of your builders back, all of that. I hope that happens. But I have to wonder, in this climate, in this landscape, why would they even want to? Like, every one of these businesses is being pummeled right now. Every one of these businesses is being pummeled right now. And they don't have the voice to talk to the people on top like the huge corporations do. So, I don't know. I guess bigger SIs will be fine. Yeah, they have their own issues. Like Jeff is saying there, to be honest, while we had to make adjustments, we knew that the high tariffs were part of the negotiating tactics. The effective strategy was to hold. Okay, Jeff, that's fair. But when you had one person saying it's a negotiation and other people saying this is not a negotiation, you're giving too much credit. They didn't know what the hell they were doing, because you got different messages from officials, from people who should have known better. So I'd like to believe that, but I don't, and the effects remain regardless. It's good that you guys can hold, but the smaller SIs were, a lot of innovation happens there. There's a lot of passion there. That just people who are PC enthusiasts who just want to build PCs for a living, Cost doubling while product is on the water is never good. Very true. I'm sorry. I was ignoring. I got the bit in my teeth there, and I was really going for it. PC business is rough at points for sure. Bad for anyone who has to go through that, for sure. Yes. Does this happen? Okay. Music's gone. Breakout series. Here you go, guys. Sorry. Just seems scummy. Yeah, the distribution thing, real scummy. It's been infuriating for sure. I believe it wasn't just 2025, but was really just a matter of time, really. No. Maximus, no. It was a combination of NVIDIA and the tariffs. NVIDIA cutting off 40 series production, delaying 50 series launch, and then giving the pretty much a lackluster launch of lackluster launches. Not really enforcing MSRPs or encouraging MSRP from AIB partners, card prices going through the roof, and tariffs not helping. This is all, other than a couple months where when 40 series started to lose availability, everything has been in 2025. And it has been primarily those two causes. That's the way the world is, all about what is the most I can get from you or for the least amount of product. I mean, not everybody does business that way, but I mean, I guess the big ones do, and that's how they got big. That's why I'm okay playing lower end games lately. I want to preserve my GPU for as long as possible. Fair. Graythorn, I don't want to state the obvious, but like you said, the PC world is pretty small when it comes to the broader perspective of macroeconomics. A few disgruntled PC gamers does not matter to this nor the previous administration. Well, it's not just those small businesses, Maximus Mask. It's also many other small businesses that rely on a lot of products manufactured in China. That's not a small number. I mean, when you had Walmart being like, yeah, our shelves are going to be empty if you persist with this, straight up saying that. Our shelves will be empty. It's not just small SIs getting ground under this that we're suffering. And the ripples are going to take time to go away. Like, there are some where there's not going to be supply because containers were shipped to different shores. They just weren't accepted here and shipped off different or redirected. It can take 30 days or more for a container to come from China to the West Coast of America. So you're talking about long time of delays there. Because once the container's here, it doesn't magically go from the container to store shelves or to system integrators or people who are using parts to manufacture things in the US, but they get their parts to manufacture those things from China. Those businesses and factories have, there have been layoffs and things like that. And it's not good. It's just not been good for the American people at all, in any way at all. But that's all been in 2025. Post January 20th. Like I said, it doesn't matter what side of the aisle you're on. The effects are undeniable. You cannot deny the effects. I just showed you an example. Consumers are not spending, and rightly so, with all the uncertainty. That's the thing. This is why I'll help one person during one of these streams or two people. Who's shopping for luxury products right now? Our lives have been turned upside down, and not just in terms of tariffs. 2021 tariffs also impacted 40 series prices. They did. They absolutely did. What was learned? At this point, out of all of NVIDIA's board partners, PNY is the only one enforcing MSRP, for which I respect them for. On another note, AMD is somewhat better partners than NVIDIA. Now, I've seen some MSRP cards from MSI. Supposedly, the Prime cards from Asus were supposed to be MSRP. Magically, those went up in price. Yeah, TP Dolov, what's up? Israel attacked Iran tonight. Great for everyone involved. Man. Think GPU prices could go even higher. Apocalyptic? Possibly, but supposedly a deal was made. And we're looking at lower than 140% tariffs. God, who thinks in those kind of numbers? See from Gamers Nexus did a great expose on how tariffs was going to affect the community. He did. 3 hours. 3 hours long. It's fantastic. The video I've got coming up with interviewing Rob Teller, we broke that down into a much shorter video. Although the conversation the whole conversation was still an hour and a half. But that's just how it is with me and Rob talk. We just go on forever. But it was all interesting, all of it. PNY is way over MSRP though. It depends on the model. Also, Zotac has a few models that are decently close to MSRP, only relative to the other AIBs. Like, there's nothing that comes out that's base MSRP. Most products you're going to see now have had some kind of tariff tacked onto them, unless they've been on shelves since the very beginning. But y'all know a lot of the stuff that was here in the US when those product launches happened, it all got sold out. So now it's all stuff that's been coming in through one tariff or another. Yes, even just asking that could be a bump up, John. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, watch. GP prices went up because Apocalyptic asked that question. I feel like this also affected global trade because of the Gulf of Aden and the Suez Canal routes no longer being safe. Absolutely. It's from every angle right now. The global economy is not doing well, not at all. And it's crazy to think how much of an element of that was the US. We buy more than any other country. That's how we function as a capitalist country. We buy our stuff. We've moved manufacturing out of our country, and we buy those things instead, making the US dollar like the international currency, for better or for worse. But yeah, it's crazy. I'm not an economist. I'm not an expert in this stuff. When it started to happen, I started to do my research, and not from partisan stuff from either the left or the right. Just dictionary terms and basic terminology. Do not let anyone on either the left or the right tell you how this stuff works. It's all documented. You don't need some political person to tell you how economics work, because economics exist outside of politics. They are massively affected by it, but the terminology can be learned without someone with an agenda trying to twist it. So instead of being political here, I'm encouraging you to be apolitical and just do your research. Just research that stuff. Learn about how the US economy and how the global economy work and how it can affect you. It can only help you understand what's going on. There's nothing wrong with that. Anyways, this got derailed just a little bit, but for a good reason, because some friends of ours essentially had to give up on their dream right there. And honestly, real estate stuff ain't in a good place either. And that actually could be what happened here. So yeah. Supreme GPU is almost 500 pounds less than Astral in EU. That's a big difference. PNY 5070s are MSRP, as well as all the lower end cards of the 50 series. The thing is, if it has a 90 at the end of it, they can charge whatever they want. And honestly, if someone out there ignores all advice and just goes and buys a 5090 just for gaming at 1440p or something like that, you know, do your research first. Don't make me feel like you deserve to lose your money, because you don't. Okay? Like, that's just, you know. But there's people who that's a drop in the bucket for them. Sure, go buy your 5090, have fun. It just sucks because we're supposed to vote with our wallets, and those things get sold out, and we're not voting with our wallets. Now, if you look at a lot of micro centers right now, a lot of them have way overpriced 5090s, and then you look the next day, they're still there. So maybe it's happening, and it's way overdue. Is the CHIPS Act even effective at all? All I remember is TSMC putting a factory in AZ. Actually, it's also mostly, Maximus, it went to Intel, which is a U.S. company, right? That has facilities outside the U.S., but is a U.S. company. And their chip fab. Most of the benefits of CHIPS Act went to Intel. Not most of, but a majority in a sense. And that went to their new factory that Gamers Nexus toured. So yes, the CHIPS Act has been way more effective. See, here's the thing, and I've talked about this. This is just tariff facts, okay? Not an opinion thing, not anything about any politics stuff, okay? Tariffs tend to, from what I have read and researched, and I've talked about this before, tariffs tend to work best when there is a domestic source for that product already. There has to be a domestic source already. As an example, Japanese trucks tariffed massively. So what did Toyota do? In Texas, they built a factory just to build the new Tundras back, like 8-9, like a decade back or whenever. But during that time, you could buy Ford, you could buy Chevy, whatever. So those are American companies. That tariff works, and those tariffs have been in place for that was a while back, but whatever. If there's not already a domestic source for that product, all you're doing it doesn't work. It doesn't work as tariffs are intended to work. If you're intending to bring business more local, keep manufacturing. You're supposed to maybe keep manufacturing local, or keep your business, your purchases local. Okay. That's what it is. It's supposed to make foreign products more expensive, so you choose the already available domestic product. There was not already available CPUs, motherboards, cases, all that stuff, and there isn't going to be based on that. What you do to encourage those things to move here is you subsidize it, which is what the CHIPS Act was. Okay? It's funding to build factories here, build fabs here. Do your lithography here, please. Tariffs don't do that. If there's an already available domestic product, yeah, it can help. We can't grow bananas here. We ain't got the climate. So that is a thought that I would like you to take with you and verify if you want. Look at how tariffs have been used in the past, including how they were misused in the Great Depression, okay? Look at how they've been effectively used in the past, and note how that's not what's been going on in 2025. Only got a 5090 now because this will be my last upgrade for a few years. I think what's probably going to happen is in 60 series, they're probably going to finally go with dual 12V2x6 connectors like they should have with the 5090. My problem with the 5090, and for those of you who want a 5090 or have one, please be cautious, and here's why. Because they're trying to run 575 watts minimum, right? Or not minimum, but like that's the peak right there without overclocking, Okay? Not minimum. That's not what I mean. It can run at like whatever minimum. Null, whatever. Not null, but it's still displaying your display. Whatever. Shut up. I'm talking to myself there. Through a 600 watt rated cable or batch of cables. Okay, wires. So what they should have done is dual 12v2x6 for the 5090 as a standard. I'd have felt safe with that. I don't know what if I were to be able to choose whatever 5090 I want, it would be the upcoming version 2 of the BTF from Asus with the motherboard connector that is rated for 1,000 watts. That can also potentially in the future, I was told by Asus, run both that connector and the 12v2x6 to even more divide that and lower heat generation, things like that. But if we take Panama, Banana Heaven, yeah, that would go well. But not. Could NVIDIA... Wait, what? Hold on. I wonder though if NVIDIA will make X90 series disappear and never restock again because people want to buy it for overpriced. Just thought I had focus on more AI stuff. NVIDIA at this point, I hope they don't because they still make the strongest product in general in terms of GPUs. AMD just can't catch up to NVIDIA in terms of... They haven't caught up to NVIDIA in terms of ray tracing and content creation, things like that. They're catching up, but it's not... It's the lead is staying. NVIDIA's keeping the lead, essentially. Because they did all that stuff a generation before. On the ray tracing, anyway. Right. So what I was saying was, NVIDIA could just turn around and shut down GeForce right now. And still make more money than God. Okay? Because, like, I don't know, like 90% of their revenue comes from AI. Some number like that. Don't quote me on that. Music is very fitting. I hope so. I don't know anymore. They're already doing that, but gaming chips won't go away. Binary theory, who knows? NVIDIA has done some crazy stuff, but I don't think Jensen could give up on the gaming space. He might not care at all, but there's a point of pride in being the top. Otherwise, why make the 5090? Just make the RTX Pro 6000. Just make that. Because they're making less money on that silicon in a 5090 than they would in their RTX Pro cards. Once NVIDIA doesn't get sales and overpriced GPU, they'll eventually sell out the expensive stock and never restock again. I mean, I don't know. We'll see. The thing is, people shouldn't want a 5090 if you're just gaming. If you're just gaming, don't do it. You could buy two 5080s for that money. That's, I don't know. I've been all over the place. I think maybe I need to just relax. This viral thing hit me pretty hard. It's one thing, guys, when it's just a company name and website and a logo and a brand and a coupon code. I got to know these people. It changes the vibe when stuff like this happens. And they really enjoyed what they were doing. I never got to visit them. I wish I had, but yeah. Sucks. You can buy two 5080s, but remember the 5070 Ti is the only good value of the entire series. It's literally just a rabbit hole iceberg. I mean, that's basically the 5070 Ti is what I've been recommending the most. Maximus. It's what I game on in 4K on this thing. I don't really use the 4090 that's in that system anymore because the CPU is pretty fried. If I could just take out that motherboard and CPU and put in Core Ultra 200S in that thing, I would be golden. I need to just put the money into doing that. This just shows how intertwined the world is. Yeah, we have a global economy. The thing is, guys, I get that some people want to isolate. I don't. After having traveled to Taiwan and Canada and a few places, I want to be a citizen of the world. Why would I not? It's beautiful. The food is amazing. The people are amazing. The places are amazing. I want to be I want to go those. I don't want to go there and be like, sorry, I'm from North America. Sorry, I'm from America, the United States. It's my bad. I felt weird being at Computex and approaching companies as a new, where I didn't already know the people and being like, hey, are you gonna ship to North America, and some of them that used to are not going to anymore. They're just not going to do it. They don't need to. They don't need us. The global market is enough for them. Intel price is very cool, but even B580 is now close to 500. Well, that's just supply and demand. That's always going to be a thing. Politicians are lame. I think we can unequivocally say yes, politicians are lame. Yeah. 4070 Ti also had most value in 40 series. I thought that once the super cards came out, it was a 4070 Super that had the most value, the most price to performance. It was a big jump up over the 4070 relative to the other super cards, and it was a fantastic card. Now, you're not going to venture into 4K with that thing with the 12 gigs of VRAM, but that's when you do 4070 Ti or Super. Ti Super, I should say. I really worked myself up to a lather there. I'm sorry, guys. I really don't like. The thing is, it's almost impossible to come off of something like that and not sound hyper political, and I don't want to do that. This is supposed to be a space where y'all can come to and not be subjected to all that kind of stuff. Get a break from it, you know? That's what I want for it. That's what I want for this. 4070 Super is the best value in my opinion. The Ti was just not worth the extra $100 for like 2 to 3 frames. Yeah, Super and 40 series was the best. That's what I put in the best value GPUs out of the last generations were 7700X. When it dropped in price, it was insane. Also, 7800X was solid. It's just it didn't have that steep price drop that 7700 XT did. 7700 XT. I don't know if I said X. 7700 XT. And the 4070 Super. Both the best. Conflict never helps global things. I hope all conflict gets solved. I hope that happens, Frowler. 100%. Oh, man. I honestly... I really just want to do cool stuff and help out people and enjoy what limited time I have on this little blue dot. That's what I want. I like helping out people who are pursuing a new passion. Doing this is super fun for me. But the thing is, I need y'all to understand something. I have felt so like alienated from the industry with everything that was going on, with the tariff stuff, all of that. There is a reason I have not been consistently posting content on YouTube. It's like, what the hell am I going to say? Usually when I post a video about, oh, these are the prices here for this and that, I figure I got a couple weeks where that's going to be a valid video and that information is helpful. For a while there, it was day to day. Who knew? And there were so many places where you just couldn't buy stuff for a couple months. And it was like, why would I even make these? I was basically, I was frozen. I was like, I just could not get myself to record content, make content. I have to do it. It's my job, and I'm going to get back to it. There's a lot to talk about. It's just, I don't like making negative videos, but I have to. You know, I got to talk about it. I got to tell people like, hey, here's the situation. The PC YouTube community just became an echo box, to be honest. Yeah, I also got a little frustrated with everything with 50 series launch. I was super excited about it. I knew many SIs who were relying on it to keep their businesses going. And then this, you know? And then, oh, AMD is going to save the day. And AMD is like, oh, hey, by the way, you know those MSRPs we said? That's for the first shipment. What did you think we were going to give good MSRPs? Are you kidding? We're not even going to pay attention to that as far as AIBs are concerned. And it was just one thing after another, and then April 2nd, and I was just like, how do I make a video without screaming until I destroy the capsule in my favorite microphone? So I've been in a holding pattern, watching my channel come to a freezing halt on YouTube. All I've been able to do is stream. And now and then y'all have allowed me to vent. And it's pretty much been the only thing keeping me sane. Oh, of course, my family as well. But thank you, guys, for letting me vent now and then without up and leaving or being like, Hey, did he somewhat subtly say something about a guy I voted for? I don't care who you voted for. We're all in this together. We're all suffering together in this. So it doesn't matter. Besides, I know some people who voted for him who were very regretful. And I'm just there like, yo, I feel you. Without a hint of I told you so. Well, maybe a hint. So thank you for letting me vent now and then. I'm lucky that you guys are here to let me do that. Thank you. Venting is healthy and you're spot on. Thank you. I don't like the idea of a dividing line between fellow countrymen. I don't like that. Who, when you stop and think about it, could like that idea? I disagree with you. Cool. Tell me why. Let's discuss it. This is how we learn stuff. Isn't that a weird concept? Like, some of my favorite conversations are with people that I respectfully disagree with. It's awesome. It is awesome. It gets the brain juices going, and it helps you solidify or question your own beliefs and where you got them. It's great stuff, man. This is why I love people. But man, people can be frustrating sometimes. And AMD doing the exact same thing. AMD isn't much better. No, they're not. They're not. AMD never fails to snatch defeat from the jaws of victory. Yeah, and AMD never misses an opportunity to miss an opportunity is the other version of that, Maximus. I always wondered if AMD got sketchy on their pricing because of the tariff uncertainties. No, it was really about reacting to the, it was a reactionary thing to 50 series. So they reacted by coming in with lower pricing, but then they were like, wait, we could make more money. People are paying stupid money for these things. All right, it's temporary. Fool you. George Washington warned against political party. Yeah, I know. No kidding. Oh, there's a deal on Get the Subs right now. That's cool. Did not know that. Oh, boy. I think I know exactly what I need. But if you had to choose 5070 Ti or 9070 XT, well, Frowler, I'll tell you this, and this is why sampling out units is important to reviewers. I've never had the pleasure of using a 9070 XT. No one has sent me one. No SI has expressed interest. I have a 5070 Ti. I've been using it. That's what I would recommend. It does absolutely everything I could. It handles everything I can throw at it. It's a really, really good GPU if you can get it for a decent price. And I am using the Asus Prime version, which is the one that is at the lower end of the prices. The reason why I want to play video games is to get away. Yeah, I feel you, Maximus. What deal is for 5070? What deal? What? Huh? You want to use my 9070 XT for a bit? I don't know. I'm kind of like, it's a good card from the reviews I've seen. I'm kind of sour on it, Alucard, just based on what AMD did about like, oh, it's just introductory pricing. The hell out of here. Time for Metroid and chill. Well, actually, I want to, and guys, please stick with me for this because it would make me very happy. I want to raid one of my favorite people on the Twitch channel, on the twitch.tv, and on the YouTubes. We've rated him more than a few times, but it's just I want to get my mind off of stuff. So we're gonna raid Liam, Manly Reviews, super cool dude. He's coming and hang out a couple times in chat now and then. You've probably seen him there. But let's go ahead and raid him. He's playing Majora's Mask, and he is dressed as Link, and it's just adorable. I think we could all use that right now. And I'm gonna go over there. I'm gonna do the drop pipe sound effect. It's gonna be great. Let me cue that up actually, because I'm very serious about dropping that sound effect. Had to buy some bits. I really need to consider getting Blurp. I think it's what it's called. Because it is really funny. The only thing is I can't really like dictate what's in there and keep it family friendly like I usually do. I returned mine because I found it underwhelming to my 4070 Super. What are you talking about? The 9070 XT? Okay. All right. Oh, MIDI Moonstorm, thank you for the follow earlier. I don't have an overlay showing alerts. I need to get that back up and running. But I need to just switch over back to OBS. Meld is cool. I can do neato things like this. But I could like get stuff like that running on OBS. But yeah, let's go raid my buddy. And if you're watching on YouTube, thank you for watching on YouTube. Consider clicking the link in the description to come over to the Twitch channel to join me for the raid. It's one of my favorite things to do because I get to bring a little bit of fun to a friend of mine, so one friend of mine or another on Twitch. I asked someone with spare parts I should take if I were going somewhere I can't get them easily. They said take a spare PC. There you go. Dodger Dog, hi. Thank you for dropping. Those are cool. That's a cool emote. I like that. I think it was Phoenix. Hey, there you go. The whole PC. Absolutely. All right, let's go raid my friend Manly Reviews. And I want you guys to understand one thing real quick. I choose where it came from, I don't know, but I choose not to use profanity on stream, keep it family friendly and all that. But other streamers don't do the same thing, and generally will cuss and stuff. And hopefully if you're on Twitch, you're probably old enough for that. So there we go. All right. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. Thank you guys so much for watching, and also for letting me vent. I appreciate it. It means a lot to me. But until Sunday, when we're picking up the Tears of the Kingdom playthrough, I will catch y'all then. Until then, take care.
Let's go, nerds!